I didn't actually think we were gonna kill her. But when she started freaking out, saying she's gonna go to the cops and everything else, that's when he shot her, I was just like, well, problem solved.
Wow, that sounds really
I know,
heartless.
but at the time, that's what I was thinking. Problem solved.
It was a murder made for modern times, dubbed the catfishing murder.
A teenager in Anchorage, Alaska has been charged with killing her best friend.
It all began with a bizarre online catfishing scheme.
Darren Schillmiller posed as a millionaire online, offering $9 million to, quote, rape and murder someone in Alaska.
So he was a good catfisher.
He was a good catfisher. I mean, there's one thing I'll give him props for. I mean, he got me, so he's a good catfisher.
A brutal crime concocted on the internet that landed one teenage girl in prison for life and another in an early grave.
It's just like the wolf leading the lambs to slaughter. That kid took that gun and shot my niece in the back of the head. And then my niece was still breathing, kicked her into the river.
You chose the victim.
Yeah, she needed payback for what she did with Zach.
Payback with her life?
No. That's on me.
In your own words, you become a mastermind of plots to murder and sexually assault. Is that fair?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it.
Just outside Anchorage, Alaska, it's easy to find yourself awestruck by the thick forests and towering mountains that border the city's skyline. But hidden in this vast wilderness and natural beauty are the remnants of an horrific crime. A crime as unforgiving as the harsh landscape. These same trees also hide the Highland Mountain Correctional Center, and in it, the young woman who committed the crime, Denali Bremer. Morning.
Morning.
Bremer orchestrated the murder of her friend, Cynthia Hoffman, for the promise of money from a man she met online. 5 years later, now serving a 99-year sentence, Denali Bremer says she's ready to talk about the catfishing murder. Is this your first interview?
Yes. I want to apologize kind of like to everybody that didn't get to hear that or see that.
Get it off your chest?
Off my conscience. Even though I was heavily advised against it, not just by my lawyer, but by other people in the prison as well, I figured it was time to just say my part. You've all heard one side of the story, so it's time for mine. And I've already admitted guilt, and so I'm ready to finally fully take responsibility for what I've done, so.
Bremer says she's not the same person she was when she carried out the murder plot in 2019, and that she's finally ready to come clean. I'm here to try to learn whether either of those claims are true, and how a teenager could be drawn into a murder plot on the internet by a man she hardly knew.
I wasn't at the right headspace at the time. It took me a lot to get to the point where I'm finally sober and clear-headed, so I'm not blaming drugs or anything, but they did have a big impact on my judgment.
It sounds like you're kind of blaming drugs and everything.
Not everything. My judgment was my own, my actions were my own.
Her story begins with violence, as a little girl with a different name, Denali Dakota Skye Bremer. Is that the name you were given at birth?
No. I was adopted around 7. My original name was Alexandria Baker.
And why? Why would they change your name?
Because of what it came with. The reason why I got taken out of my bio family's home was because of a gruesome murder that happened there. So they changed my name in hopes of giving me like a new start.
A new start, a new identity?
I would hope.
But Bremer's rescue into an adoptive home might have come too late to recover from the damage already done, including witnessing the murder of her infant sister by her mother's then boyfriend.
They were newborns, basically. Gabrielle wouldn't stop crying, and Corianne, her twin sister, cried too. And to shut her up, he bashed them together and threw her against the ground. Corianne barely survived. Gabrielle, unfortunately, didn't. And when they found us, we were hiding in a closet covered in blood.
You were?
Me and my sisters were.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 2.
By late teen years, Denali Bremer had grown into a serial delinquent.
I started doing like meth and coke and heroin.
Did you at the time own guns legally?
No, you can't own guns legally at 17. I carry them around because I was like doing drugs, I'm dealing them, and it's a dangerous kind of lifestyle, so you should pack just in case.
So you were dealing drugs as well?
Yes, I don't lie about that. I was not just dealing drugs, I was also kind of whoring myself out for money. So when you deal with those kind of people, you also need protection too.
So you're doing drugs, you're dealing drugs, and there's sex work?
Yeah.
For money?
I mean, like, I got no shame in admitting that. I mean, if somebody ODs on the drugs, it's not the dealer's fault. I didn't make him take them.
At 18, Bremer said she was raped and impregnated and left traumatized. But within weeks of delivering a baby girl, she was back online selling sex and tempting fate. And that's when you meet a man online. He calls himself Tyler.
Yeah. Well, first his name was Hayden. And then when he gave me his Snapchat, it was Tyler, which kind of raised a red flag. But then again, I've seen it multiple times. Guys don't want to give you their real name.
At one point, did he start asking you to do sexual things for money?
I mean, that's kind of like how we met, was on the dating app. Hey, I'll do this for cash. If you want to know anything more, text me. So like, he knew right out the bat what I was up to, and so that's where I make my money. So he was sending me money for photos,
He was paying you
for photos and videos,
for photos and videos at that point.
And I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, he was paying me a lot.
And the requests get more and more perverted.
Yeah, he was like pushing more and more money towards me.
Was that not a red flag for you, that he's starting to ask for more and more perverted things?
I've had that before. I'm not gonna lie, like, a lot of guys have asked for it before.
So it's not that outside of your prior experience.
What I've been offered.
I assume that he was not using his real picture.
No, he wasn't. Or his real credit card. You can set up a PayPal nowadays with anything. So he was using a PayPal account to pay me.
And he made some outlandish claims about his wealth, right? About all of that. And did that seem plausible to you?
Well, I mean, at first, no, but then, like, when my PayPal started blowing up with bigger and bigger sums, it started to kind of, like, maybe make sense.
He's telling you he loves you.
Yeah.
In fact, you're telling each other you're in love.
Yeah, I told him that too, but, like, I don't know. Even, like, now I'm starting to question if I really believed it. Like, I just think I just kept wanting him to give me easy money.
Of course, Tyler wasn't who he appeared to be. In fact, he was 21-year-old Darren Schillmiller living in his grandparents' basement in Indiana. But it's also becoming evident to me that Denali Bremer was no naive, unwitting victim of a bad online influence. In fact, at this stage in the interview, it's not clear to me who was the predator and who was the prey, in this case of catfishing.
Yeah, stop for a second. In this particular case, this is kind of goes both ways. You know, the typical catfishing tends to be a one-way deal. This is different in that they're playing each other, you know, and you don't see that in most situations. And so it makes it interesting from that standpoint, like, you're playing me, I'm playing you, let's see where this goes.
Interesting. Former FBI agent Brad Garrett spent decades hunting down and interrogating some of America's most wanted. In this case, he sees two criminal minds simultaneously at work.
I think he was playing somebody that looked a lot better than he did. He's great, he's attractive, he's rich. She sees a ticket here a ticket of money, but in addition to that, I'm also getting attention, and this guy's good looking. So it's more like what I'm getting out of this, which tends to fit more of a personality of somebody that grew up desperate, that internalized their feelings, and now it's all about control of getting what I want, no matter what the outcome might be. She's now using him, despite the fact she's getting attention and maybe attracted to him and all that stuff, but she's working him.
And he, in turn, was working her, offering her more and more money to photograph sex acts with adults and sex crimes with children. And soon, a murder.
How much money are we talking about?
$9 million.
$9 million.
Apparently.
Did it not occur to you that he was playing you?
Well, I mean, it was really hard because I did look up all the photos online. None of them came back as anything. I looked up the number. It was registered to the name he had given to me. Looked up the PayPal. It was registered to the name he was given to me.
So he was a good catfisher.
He was a good catfisher. I mean, there's one thing I'll give him props for. I mean, he got me, so he's a good catfisher.
Both predators had met their match and were about to conspire on a barbaric crime.
Denali, how did murder first come up?
We've had some tragedies up here, but I wouldn't live anywhere else. I'm Uncle Don. Tim, who is the father of Cynthia, is my brother. She was a very smart, bright, vibrant young lady. She loved life. She loved music. She liked shopping, just regular kid stuff. She had just graduated from high school. She worked for a local restaurant, and she was doing very well.
Cynthia Hoffman was blissfully unaware. The 18-year-old she considered her best friend had targeted her in a murder plot. Her uncle Don Hoffman says that was characteristic of her trusting nature and naivete.
She was not judgmental of people, so she was easily brought in. She met Denali Bremer, I think, at a mall, and she did consider her best friend at one point. My niece was, I don't know how to explain it. She was just very drawn to Denali, and thought that was her friend when it wasn't her friend.
Cynthia, or Cece, was developmentally delayed, and Hoffman says she missed the red flags about Denali Bremer that were so obvious to him.
Denali was the type of person she was like a predator. She was looking for her next victim. I had met her a couple times at Tim's house, and there was something about her that wasn't right. They were all sitting in the front room, and I'd met her, and then when I met her, I just kind of turned around and I just shook my head like, I can't believe that you're letting CC run around with these people. You just know them type of people. You knew that they were into drugs, into different things. And I told Tim that. And he goes, I know. He goes, but Cynthia is an adult. She has the right to choose whoever she hangs out with.
Give me my gun back. It's mine.
But Denali Bremer and her friends were very bad company.
You judging them? Pig! You're a pig.
16-year-old Caden McIntosh would become her triggerman in the murder case.
Soft safety.
Caleb Leland was also in the mix, knowingly providing the vehicle used in the crime. And all the while, text messages show Darren Schillmiller, still posing online as Tyler, was tasking Bremer, who's using the alias Angel, with vicious sex crimes involving minors in exchange for money.
Soon he's dictating to you how he wants you to molest children.
Yeah,
hold her
tried.
down, fight her, impress me.
Yeah, he tried that. When I read those messages, I was mad at my friends.
But you seem to be going along with it.
Yeah, but again, I wasn't the one texting him during that time. My co-defendants, they were the ones texting him when he was asking for a lot of that stuff. They were like, well, we pretended to be you, and he gave us more money for, some of your old videos and stuff. And I was like, what?
But you don't deny that you're
I don't deny I finally read it.
That you're in a dialogue with him where he's asking for you to do things, criminal things, and you are participating in it, planning it, responding to him.
Yeah, that was right up until he like, basically the murder. But, like, for about a day or two, I wasn't texting him.
Cynthia Hoffman was no match for the conniving of Bremer and her co-conspirators, especially after Bremer says they had a falling out over their ex-boyfriends.
Denali, how did murder first come up?
So, I was shooting up in the backseat of my car. I was shooting up some meth mixed with a little coke, and it only happened like a few days prior to the murder. So me and Cece had a huge fight, and she blasted all over her social media. We got this huge argument over a guy, because I slept with her ex. She slept with mine.
Okay.
Not proud of it.
Tit for tat, okay.
And well, Tyler, Darren, found out and, kind of played on my emotions, and my jealousy hit me again. And I'm not gonna lie, I got petty, and I was mad.
So who first brought up the prospect of murder? Was it you or was it him?
Darren. Darren's the one that first came up with it.
Eventually, he offers you $9 million to commit and photograph a murder.
He had already offered that, and I was like, okay, this is... But my friend was like, no, it's real. Look, it says in transaction. I'm like, what? And I looked, and I was like, oh. So I didn't know what to think.
Did you really think it was possible to send $9 million on PayPal?
Well, I mean, not on PayPal, but if you know how to do wire transfers, then yeah, I could work on a wire transfer.
You chose the victim?
Yeah, it was a group thing too, but initially, when we all came up with it, I agreed and said yeah. Because I was mad at her, and she was mad at me, and I was just over her. And I wanted to make amends. I did want to make amends, but she needed payback for what she did with Zach.
Payback with her life?
No. That's on me.
You chose the place?
Yeah.
Why there?
I guess place of opportunity.
Thunderbird Falls is a 200-foot waterfall that cuts through a rich birch forest just outside Anchorage. Bremer and McIntosh would lead Cynthia to an isolated spot in the woods overlooking the creek.
There had been a lot of premeditation and planning, right?
Yeah, there had been, and I was the only one with a gun, so I brought my Kel-Tec 9mm with me.
Tell me, what was the plan?
It was just originally just to kill her. I don't know, they didn't plan anything out, how they were going to do it or whatever. So it was.
What do you mean they? Because you're at the center of it.
Not really at the center, but yeah, we all, I guess, were trying to figure it out. But I thought they were kidding.
Were you kidding?
No.
You were serious?
No.
You were kidding or you were serious? Which one is it?
Somewhere in between. I wanted to pay for what she did, but I didn't want to kill her. I just wanted to, I guess, leave a lasting impression on her.
Okay, but by then you had agreed to kill her.
Kill her, yeah, because I
for money.
Yeah.
Right? To take her to Thunderbird Falls, to bound her with duct tape.
That just Caden came up with that suggestion while we were there. He had brought duct tape.
Okay.
I didn't even know he had it on him.
Okay, but you were
big pockets.
You maybe you weren't responsible for the duct tape, but you were part and parcel of this whole conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
You're not denying that, right?
No, I knew about it the day of and what we were doing.
You say you knew about it, but you not just knew about it.
Yeah,
you created the plan.
Well, I didn't create any plan. There was no plan.
Okay, June 2nd, 2019. In as much detail as you can recall, tell me what happened that night. You told Cynthia you were going to go on a hike, right?
Well, I said in the message we were going to go on a hike, but when the code is we're going to go get high and smoke some pot or
but in fact,
shoot up. And we did.
In fact, you had a plot to murder her that day, right?
I don't know how, I didn't even know how we were going to do it.
You walk into, I've seen the place, it's a beautiful place. You walk into the trail. You're carrying the gun?
Yeah, it was on my hip holster. It was, I'm not denying it was mine. It's just I'm not the one that pulled it. I'm not the one that shot her. I'm not the one that actually went through with everything. I'm just the one that had the means to do it.
Bremer and McIntosh walked Cynthia down to the creek and bound and gagged her with duct tape. They are the only two people alive who know exactly what happened next.
And then she started freaking out, and that's when she said she's gonna go to the cops, she's gonna do this, she's gonna report us, she's gonna like get him in trouble, get us in trouble, and that's when we both panicked. And I was like, I can't get arrested, I got a bunch of dope in my car. So like I didn't want to go to jail for drug charges or kidnapping and assault because she had rip marks from the tape, so she was gonna get us for assault and kidnapping. And I was like, okay, well. And that's when he grabbed some gun out my holster, and then he just walked right up to her and shot her back of the head. I've never seen a man go so calm. Just walk up behind somebody and shoot them in the back of the head.
Bang. Right? One shot?
One shot. That was it.
Back of the head? Execution style. You watched her struggle, right?
Yeah, we did. I did. He did, we did.
Lots of chances to change your mind. She reached for her phone to call help.
No, she never had her phone. Kaden took it.
Uh-huh. You reached for the 9mm.
I did at first, but then I stopped myself. And I was like, this is stupid. But I didn't actually do anything because she hasn't been threatening us yet. She just went over by the river, and then she started threatening us and yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs.
And you thought that the way to control the damage was to go through with the plan and murder her?
Well, I just went along with it because problem solved, right? And
wow, that sounds really
I know,
heartless.
It sounds heartless, but not now. Like now I'm just like, that was super f***ed up and shouldn't have done it. But at the time, that's what I was thinking. Problem solved.
Did you watch him point it at her head?
Yeah.
And what were you doing when he aimed the gun at the back of her head?
Staring. Didn't say anything. I guess I watched.
You didn't try and stop him?
Well, no. There wasn't time to. I didn't scream, though.
Did you watch him push her into the river? Did you see her twitching after the gunshot?
I didn't want to look, but she wasn't moving at all.
Did it occur to you at that point that you had just gone from troubled teen to teenage murderer?
When we were in the car coming back, yeah. Not at that exact moment in time, no. In that exact moment of time, my only thought was, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Leave.
Was there indication that Miss Bremer had talked about killing Cece?
Yes.
In fact, during the messages, didn't she actually at some point say, I literally killed for you?
Yes, she did.
I'm not an accomplice to murder. I'm a victim, too.
Denali Bremer makes her getaway and takes to social media to craft her defense.
I didn't do. He took my gun from me. He already threatened me a lot, and I don't want to die before I can testify against the mother who killed my friend.
At age 18, Denali Bremer conspired to walk her friend deep into the woods and murder her in exchange for $9 million, offered by a man she only knew online as Tyler. For the first time, she's speaking publicly about the crime and the cover-up.
When I turned back around, she was in the river and his hands were covered in bright red blood. And then he grabs my hand and we take off and we go to this path. We go around and make our way back to the car.
You're just making your getaway.
In a way, yeah. We're leaving. And I'm so surprised nobody heard the gunshot.
You're fleeing the scene of the crime.
Yeah, we're fleeing the scene of the crime. And so I get to the car and I get into the driver's side.
Are you crying? Are you screaming? Are you...
I wasn't doing anything at that point. I didn't know really what to do. And I get these Clorox wipes out and he wipes his hands off and stuff. And I wipe mine because he'd gotten it on me.
Blood on your hands.
Yeah. He ditches her cell phone there. He burns it actually. And he was about to burn mine, but I'm like, don't ruin my phone. He was like, okay.
That's what you were thinking?
Well, because like, I didn't know what else to say. Like, because he was going to burn my phone right then in the parking lot. And
right, but how do you even have the presence of mind to worry about your phone when you just killed and dumped your friend in the river?
Well, I didn't really have a presence of mind. I'm just thinking moment to moment, like, I need to drive here. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to not focus on what just happened.
And then you went home and you told your biological mother what you did.
I told him we needed an alibi. Look, so for all of you who are asking what really happened, I did not shoot her.
In the days that followed, Bremer posted a series of deranged messages denying her guilt in the crime.
I didn't do. Honestly, I was held at gunpoint and told to do whatever he says and I'll live.
And even claiming to be a victim of it.
So, I just heard that evidently Caden Brian McIntosh, the guy that shot my best friend in front of me and all y'all haters saying that I was involved in it, just got out on bail. I'm actually kind of scared. Because
I have guns.
I know you have guns, Mom, but still. And I don't want to die before I can testify against the mother who killed my friend. All y'all saying that I'm fake and that I had something to do with it and that I used her and that he was my boyfriend, that I'm dating somebody else.
At some point, did Miss Bremer come over to your house with another individual and disclose some information to you?
Yes, she did. I was told that they had gone out to Thunderbird Falls with the friend of theirs, a young lady by the name of Cece, and that Caden had shot Cece in the head and pushed her body into the Clutha River.
Instead of giving her daughter an alibi, Bremer's mother called police.
So you eventually called police.
I called them the following day.
And what was the reason that you kind of waited till the next day to call them?
I honestly thought they were screwing with me. I thought it was all either a joke or some kind of test to see how loyal I was to her as my daughter. The following day, I saw the news report and I knew that I couldn't, in good conscience, not come forward with the information that I had.
Bremer was quickly arrested. Then a police investigation revealed that Bremer was the plot's mastermind and ordered Caden McIntosh to pull the trigger. Now, 5 years later, the young woman who told me she's ready to take responsibility is changing her story again and pointing the blame elsewhere.
You told the police that it was your gun.
It was my gun.
Right?
I don't deny
and
it was
ordered.
my gun. I didn't order him.
You ordered the execution of
No.
Cynthia.
No, I did not order him to do anything. We panicked.
You didn't give him the gun and tell him to shoot her?
No.
Why'd you tell the
again
police
told
that?
them that because I was trying to protect Caden at first.
Reading the record, it sounds like the opposite. Because at first, you were pointing the finger at him.
Well, he did shoot her.
And then, you admitted that you ordered him to do it because you could not pull the trigger.
No, I never, ordered him to do it.
It sounds like you're now, after confessing to the police that you ordered him to shoot her, that you were the mastermind. It sounds like you're now backtracking and pointing the finger at others to reduce your culpability. That's what it sounds like.
I'm not trying to fully do that. I'm just, saying what really happened now. Even in the interview room, when I listen to my interview, you have this guy leading me just yes, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, and, gave, and I was like, I guess I did. Yeah, I did.
You're claiming now that this was a false confession, coerced confession?
Per certain details, yeah.
Well, how about that? That's not a detail. That is the definition of first-degree murder. If you premeditated, planned the event.
Well, we did premeditate and then plan it.
And then ordered the execution of Cynthia Hoffman.
So we did premeditate it, we did talk about it, and I guess we planned it in stupid ways, but I never ordered him to shoot her. That's the one thing that they and I myself got wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. In my own head, the way I see it is I didn't actually pull the trigger. I was just the catalyst. I was the thing that...
Do you think that makes you any less a murderer?
No, it doesn't make me any less a murderer. It just is something on my conscience that I didn't actually be the one to kill somebody. So, I haven't physically taken a human life. I was just the catalyst of taking one, and that is my burden to bear because she's dead because of me. That's my responsibility. That's on me.
You're saying you're taking responsibility, but you're also saying that...
I'm not the one that shot her. I don't know. There's just something that always gets me when people be like, well, you shot somebody. Well, no, I didn't. Everybody always tries to come up and say that, but I didn't actually shoot her.
You did murder her, though.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
I don't know. I guess there's just a big difference with the physical part of actually doing it to somebody than being the one to make it happen. I don't know. There's just... For me, there's a difference between actually shooting somebody and being that, willing to do it. Because, I wasn't willing to do it, but he was.
And
you know that you yourself was willing to murder somebody.
Yeah.
Denali, of course there's sympathy for a troubled teenage girl who suffers the kind of abuse that you did. But your crimes are so brutal, so depraved and premeditated that there's nothing that really explains, let alone excuses them. You agree with that?
Yeah.
You do? There's no excuse, there's no explanation even.
No, not really.
This is not a crime where, you know, like a lot of serious youth crime done on impulse. Yours was premeditated and planned and conniving. And again, the sheer brutality of it, it looks less like a terrible mistake and more like your true character.
I can tell you right now that is not my true character.
Was it then?
Pushed to that point, it used to be. That's like definitely the worst I've ever been. My lowest point, that's my monstrous side.
Your monstrous side. You've done a fair amount of finger pointing towards other people away from yourself in our conversation. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I do.
It kind of contradicts the idea that you are fully taking responsibility. You're parsing, for example, whether or not you are the same kind of murderer that McIntosh is because he pulled the trigger and you didn't. You're pointing the fingers at others who may have, you say, texted Tyler, you know, as you. You're denying the child porn charges. You're denying making your younger sibling a victim of that. You're doing a lot of not taking responsibility.
It's just like the media got a lot wrong. The cops got a lot wrong. My co-defendants and I did a lot wrong. We all did something really up. And I take responsibility for my part 100%. It's just I'm not willing to take responsibility for theirs.
I think for Denali, this interview is all over the place. I think it is to get some things off her chest. But in her mind, she wants to convince us, like she apparently has done quite well in the judicial system, of convincing people of vote for me. And, you know, some of that's true, obviously. She's had a troubled life. But she now is using this diminishment to sort of paint her in a better light. It's almost like I'm in the back row of that. I'm not in the front row. And maybe Caden pulled the gun from her, and maybe he didn't. But the point being, if we go with her scenario, but she didn't do anything to stop it. She could have said, Caden, give me that gun, or physically try to stop him. And it's really telling that she really was okay at that moment with it happening.
Right. Bremer may be trying to take a back seat now, but there's substantial evidence she was in the driver's seat when the plot was carried out, even providing proof of the crime to her catfishing partner. At what point did you send pictures to Tyler of Cynthia Hoffman in the process of this plot?
There was a video that we had taken, and then I guess there was a photo of her bound.
When Denali Bremer agreed to accept the promise of millions from a man she met online to murder her teenage friend, the deal was predicated on photographic proof, and Bremer delivered. At what point did you send pictures to Tyler of Cynthia Hoffman in the process of this plot?
There was a video that we had taken, and then I guess there was a photo of her bound.
And when did you send those?
They had already been sent, like, right after I took them, right after he took them, right after.
So after the murder?
No. This was, like, right when...
Before the murder?
Yeah, this was when we were still down there.
So as you were torturing her? Right?
She was never really tortured.
Well,
she was
by duct taping somebody against their will.
She was willing. Like, he suggested
Until she wasn't, right?
Until she wasn't.
Ultimately, Bremer received no payment from her catfishing accomplice, Darren Schillmiller, who was also sentenced to 99 years by the state of Alaska. Schillmiller and Bremer are also serving simultaneous 30-year federal sentences for child pornography, But none of that has deterred Bremer from appealing to the state of Alaska to reduce her sentence.
Doesn't justice require that you spend the rest of your life behind bars?
People would say that yes, it demands it, and I don't see myself getting out anytime soon.
But you are working on an appeal to reduce your sentence.
I am working on the appeal, yes, to reduce the state sentence.
What does that say about you?
So,
on one hand, you say you've taken full responsibility.
I have, but, well, I mean, I'm already spending the rest of my life in here, but 99, I mean, you can give me 80, and I'll still be serving the rest of my life in prison. You know, it doesn't, I mean, the number is just kind of like what hits hard.
You think you deserve to get out of prison? Do you think you deserve another chance after what you've done?
I think everybody deserves a second chance if they're truly ready for it. And I know by that time, I'll be ready. Not now. I'm not asking to get out tomorrow. I mean, 30 years is a lot to work on myself, 40 years, 50 years. And if by that time I'm finally ready to try again, I can try again.
Your letter to the judge, sentencing, contains, it seems like, some honest truths, but also a lot of platitudes, like you're just saying what you're supposed to say, right?
No, I came up with that myself because I am committed to change. I'm committed to bettering myself. I'm trying every day to just do one good thing.
She seems to know what to say. For example, she writes the judge, it's full of platitudes that you would want to hear. Is that a thing that people who are criminally minded know often what they're supposed to say?
Well, of course, but you know, everyone tries to paint themselves in a better light. Take it away from crime, and we all in resumes, and we will paint ourselves in the rosiest light. It's no different here. And obviously, one of the things that helps you in criminal cases is when you admit responsibility. If you say to them, I didn't do this, and I'm not taking responsibility for anything, you've now added on to your sentence, probably. Right. I'm sure most lawyers will counsel their clients to go that route. Some won't. She clearly has decided that that was the route to go.
Bremer's plea for leniency contained references to her troubled childhood and the phrase, hurt people, hurt people.
There's truth to the phrase, hurt people, hurt people.
Yes.
But you must know that most hurt people don't do anything approaching the vicious crimes you committed.
No.
Right? I think your sister said it best. We all had really hard lives. And I feel like she took the wrong road with the wrong people, and now she's paying the ultimate cost.
Wait, what sister?
Brenna?
Brenna said that?
Yes.
Like, I don't really know my sisters. I don't know Brenna, Rebecca,
but
or Corey.
The point is that even your own siblings who went through a lot of the early trauma that you did, right? Even their verdict on you is that you chose this. You chose bad. I don't believe you were born bad, do you?
No man is born evil.
So you chose bad.
Yeah, it's a choice.
How do you account for that, Denali?
Guilty.
It was the next day, which was June 3rd, and my brother had called me. He goes, look, Cece hasn't showed up all night. I ain't gonna be able to get a hold of her. Something's going on.
Cynthia Hoffman's Uncle Don and her father woke up to her absence the day after the murder, suspecting that something had gone terribly wrong.
And he had a thing where you check in. You had to check in. You had to check in every 2 hours, no matter what. Text, call, whatever. And if Dad calls, you better have your butt home. You're living at his house. It's his rules. He was getting texts from her, but he was calling her at the same time, and she wasn't picking up the phone. He knew it wasn't her.
The Hoffman family lost Cynthia forever. Do you remember her heartbroken father's public appearances?
I tried not to really focus on what he would say because, again, like 5 years ago, I'm not the same person I am today. So 5 years ago when he first was doing that, I was mad and I was angry and I wasn't sympathetic. But then 2 years ago, I went through a really big change, and that led to the person that's sitting across from you today. I went and did this treatment program, and when the speaker spoke, he connected to something I haven't felt in a long time, something I buried really deep, is a feeling of empathy. I know it sounds monstrous now, but 2 years ago I finally connected with empathy on a much deeper and more intimate level than I ever have in my life. And I felt it.
Simply by him saying, how would you feel if it was you?
Yeah.
That's all it took?
When he asked that final question, everything just kind of clicked, and what if it was you? That's when it finally hit me. When he asked it, everything just fell into place for me.
You were 22 at the time, and before that, it never crossed your mind?
Well, I mean, it didn't not cross my mind, it never really
landed.
Fully click. Yeah, that's when I was like, I need to make this right. I need to do something to make this right.
I think Denali feels that she's got insight and maybe feels better about herself, not the crime itself. But, the key with any of these situations, and I don't know if she'll experience this, will she be a different person when she gets out of prison? Because I've had so many parolees I've sent back to prison because they were model inmates, went to therapy, had a great job, security guards loved them, and then they get out and they go right back into the life that they had 5, 10, 15 years before. It's hard to break the record of who you are.
Cynthia's mother, we're told, didn't leave the house for 1.5 years. She was so bereaved. And her father was later killed in a motorcycle accident on a memorial ride in tribute to his dead daughter, who you took from him. That wouldn't have happened but for your crimes.
Yeah, and the mother's in critical condition in the hospital. And I know, the family, I'm the least and last person they want to hear this from, but I really hope she pulls through and that she survives and is going to be okay.
Your own family has to walk around with this forever, including your sisters, right?
My sisters, my brothers.
All of those people got life sentences. Do you not think that you got what you deserved? 99 years from the state, 30 years from the federal government?
I just want to be able to be given a second chance eventually to try to make it up to the community outside of here. And as this is my first interview ever, I think I'm handling it. Okay, my lawyer told me not to do this, but I'm gonna try to do better.
Bremer is now serving her sentence at a facility with a reputation for soft time, nicknamed Camp Cupcake. And she says she's trying to use the time well.
Well, thank you for your time.
Will I get lunch?
She seemed pleased with her first ever interview, but she couldn't account for all the damage she has done. Damage that has only gotten worse for the Hoffman family since Denali Bremer murdered Cynthia.
And that's why she never deserves to get out. She better not get no appeal. And she better watch her back in there, because Cece had a lot of friends. One of them might end up in there. As much as you guide your children, there's a lot of unsavory people in this world. We see the end result. My niece is not here no more. She's dead. Shot in the back of the head for what? When she was led there. She went up there willingly, thinking this is all a game, we're just going on a hike. They saw that she has special needs, and they could easily manipulate her into trusting them. And they all knew they were going to kill my niece. It's just like the wolf needing the lamb to slaughter. I think she has no conscience. I think she's evil. And she murdered my niece without a blink of an eye. And if she could have got away with it, she would have.
My case is being used to achieve a cheap political point.
Cheap political point?
Yes.
You say the FBI knows that you are innocent?
They know that.
You make it sound like you're the victim here.
Exactly.
Behind every murder, there's a mind that conceived it.
Amina later wrote, you intended to sell them to the highest bidder.
Okay.
What do you think about
Very
that?
funny.
Did you kill your daughters to shut them up?
Oh, this is not truth. This is just accusation.
The mind behind the murders of 2 teenage girls in Texas belongs to Yasser Saeed. their father.
It's called an honor killing.
Honor killing. Honor killings.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm recording.
Nicely.
Saeed is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted list.
We have no indications where he may be or where he has gone to.
Now, after finally being captured and convicted, Yasser Saeed is ready to talk for the first time about the so-called honor-killing murders.
Let's talk about the night of the murders. Tell me, Mr. Saeed, in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
It's easy to get lost in Texas. You can disappear among the crisscrossing interstates and the vast empty landscapes. I'm on my way to confront a man who did just that. For years, Yasser Saeed was one of America's most wanted, a fugitive hiding somewhere between the Texas tumbleweed. But before he vanished, this father of three did something I couldn't fathom.
Harvey 911, what is your emergency? What's going on, ma'am?
I'm dying, not whatever. Oh my God.
On New Year's Day 2008, 18-year-old Amina Saeed and 17-year-old Sarah Saeed were discovered shot dead in their father's abandoned taxi in Irving, Texas. The crime made national news.
According to police, their father, Yasser Saeed, a cab driver who'd emigrated from Egypt, was adamantly opposed to his daughters dating anyone.
Their murders were dubbed honor killings in the media.
It's called an honor killing.
Honor killing. Honor killings.
Honor killing is murder, condemned by all major religions, but condoned in certain old tribal customs around the world. The victims are often young women resisting the control of the male heads of household. The killers are often their own fathers, who blame the victims for bringing shame onto the family and death onto themselves. Yasser Saeed grew up in Egypt, but his daughters were all American and tough Texans to boot, intelligent, ambitious, and independent.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm recording. This is my room. Well, mostly mine. It's partly Sarah's. Oh, here's Sarah. She's on the laptop. Let's see. Hey, Sarah.
For the victims, justice would be long delayed by their father's conniving. News outlets across the country covered the missing Saeed.
To this point, we have no indications where he may be or where he has gone to.
Saeed is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, but despite thousands of tips and a $100,000 reward, he is still out there.
For 12 years, Saeed evaded capture, and the case languished. Finally, the FBI found him hiding in plain sight, just 30 miles from where the murders took place. He was arrested in 2020 and later convicted of murder. I'm driving east from San Antonio. At the end of this lonely highway is the man responsible for Amina and Sarah's horrific deaths. Yasser Saeed has agreed to be interviewed here for the first time. And after hiding quietly as a fugitive for more than a decade, today he says he's going to talk. And I'm going to get inside the mind of a murderer.
The heinous, horrific nature of some crimes. Those are difficult things for people to understand. Abducting, torturing, and murdering a child. How could someone do that? I spent well over 2,000 hours conducting face-to-face examinations of violent criminal offenders, particularly murderers. It's important for people to understand how these individuals think, how they process information, what their emotional reactions are, or what their lack of emotional reactions are.
Good morning, Mr. Good morning. You've agreed to sit with me for an hour, right? And truthfully answer my questions?
Okay.
You've agreed to that, right?
If I can, of course, yes.
And so why are you talking to me today?
Today, I want my voice be heard. The FBI knows that. My case is being used to achieve cheap political points.
Cheap political points?
Yes.
You say the FBI knows that you are innocent?
They know that. And I will tell you why.
Let me ask you this. In your letters to the judge, right, you write, in my case, you could smell conspiracy in the atmosphere.
Yes.
So that's what this is about, conspiracy, conspiracy, conspiracy.
Of course.
After all these years, do you still deny your guilt, sir?
Harvey 911, what is your emergency?
I'm going to try and get inside the mind of a man who murdered his own daughters, a crime he still denies. But first, I just need to get him talking.
Mr. Saeed, but before we get into the case, we'd like to learn a little bit more about you. You come from Egypt, right?
Yes, yes.
And you married into a rather poor white American Christian family.
Yes. Tessie, we call her Tessie.
You were 30 years old, right?
Almost 29, yeah.
29. And she was a minor, right?
She was 15 or 16. She was 16.
In fact, Tissie, or Patricia Saeed, was only 15, below the legal age of consent in Texas.
That is a very big age difference.
Here, yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Right? In your culture, is that quite common?
Yeah, that's common over there. Yeah.
Not common?
Yeah.
Shortly after you're married, you have these two beautiful daughters. What do you remember about them?
They they are smart, they study. I have a library full of movies about them. I was walk with the camera in my hand.
Yeah. You have a lot of home movies, right?
About almost 100.
100. I remember you talked about that in court. You talked about how these home videos show what a loving father you
exactly
were.
if this how these people, you can tell if you look to the kid's face, you can tell if this kid's happy or he have a problem. You can tell.
Yasser Saeed's home videos ended up in the possession of a documentary filmmaker named Nina Najad, who set out to tell the girl's story while Saeed was still in hiding.
We wanted the nation to know who he was and what he had done. He was obsessed with videotaping, mostly the girls. It was a great insight into not just their lives, but also into Yasser Saeed and just his perversions, his control.
Yes, I will.
It was definitely a treasure trove of information.
What was Amina like growing up?
She's a normal teenager. She's okay. She's smart, and I really they are good kids. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And Sarah, what was she like?
It's the same. She and her sister, they are very close.
I noticed a shift in Saeed's demeanor when I asked him to describe his daughters. His eyes wandered. His voice got quiet. He lost the excitement he'd shown over his home movie collection. These small or micro gestures can be revealing about the mind of a murderer, says Robert Hanlon of Northwestern University Medical School, who reviewed our interview and studied the case.
Father actually is example for his kids.
A father's an example.
And they never saw me like doing something wrong, going to nightclub or drunk, have habit to drink, or alcoholic, or drugs, do drugs. Like, they didn't see that. I consider myself example for them.
He's not interested in discussing these types of family issues. He wants to talk about himself. This man is extremely egotistical, self-centered. Some, particularly some psychopaths, narcissistic psychopaths, they want the attention.
Now, your daughters were born and raised in Texas, right? And they were becoming naturally more Americanized, and that was a problem for you, right?
No. We like America. We like the rules in America. We like it.
What about women's and girls' rights?
We like
the freedoms that women and girls have here to choose their own lifestyles.
This is East and this is West. You have to understand, we can work together. We can do beautiful things together. But sometimes when you come to issues like a family, we look different view.
When they entered their later teenage years, they naturally became more interested in boys, right?
This is happening with most of the family here, raising girls in America. Yes,
right.
Yes,
boys
this is fact.
And boyfriends, but for you that was strictly prohibited. Is that fair?
I don't like this, I'm telling you.
So no dating and no sex before marriage?
No dating, no sex, no alcohol.
That was your rule?
No alcohol, no drugs, no party.
But those rules didn't apply to Saeed, according to film director Nina Nejad.
Yasser is not a religious person. Yeah, he grew up in a Muslim household, but it's not like he went to mosque every day. He drank, he smoked, which those are all against the Quran. So he's not this pious Muslim man. It is very much about control. It is very much having dominance, being the head of the household. And, you know, when you have your daughters who are rebelling, you have to gain that control.
You wanted the girls to be wed in arranged marriages in Egypt, right?
It's arranged marriage now. This is big story because some people, they don't know what that means. They think we force the girl to marry the man we like, which is wrong.
Amina later wrote about her fears that you intended to, and these are her words, quote, sell them to the highest bidder, to an older man that she did not love in a land that she said she hated.
Okay.
What do you think about
Very funny. Very funny, really. I'm laughing. Do you see me? I laugh. It's very funny.
There's a spontaneous laugh there. He's laughing at her. To me, that's very revealing about his character. He's a wall of denial. He wants to try to spin this with regard to the deaths of his two daughters.
You were spying on the girls, right? You were following them with your camera when they were at work.
She can see us from inside, right?
Oh.
She smiled to the customers.
Bubba, she has to. Part of her job.
She's in trouble. You're talking about our culture. Our culture, in the family, there is this chain of command.
Chain of command?
Yes. I'm direct my kids.
Right.
I'm telling them what to do to make sure they didn't harm themselves, they didn't go do suspicious activity. That's my right.
Including sex, right?
No, we don't allow this to happen.
I was working my way into Saeed's psyche and to the crux of the case, his desire to control his daughters and their sexuality. How important was your daughter's virginity to you?
This is a very important issue to anyone in the Middle East.
And I imagine that if they were not virgins, that could compromise or undermine a plan to arrange their marriages, right?
Mostly no one marry a girl, she's not virgin.
So if they were having
in the
sex,
Middle East, not here.
If they were having sex, would that have given you a motive to kill them?
No, no.
No?
No, I told you I didn't think the way they think over there in the Middle East.
Let's talk about the night of the murders. Tell me, Mr. Saeed, in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
Yasser Saeed's daughters left a trail of incriminating evidence in the weeks before he killed them on New Year's Day 2008.
On December 24th, Amina and Sarah told people, including their mother, that you threatened Amina with a gun, you threatened to kill her. She told the teacher she was going to run away because her father would kill her if he found her, right? They left the home.
No, I didn't do any threats to my family.
Well, then why would they lie about that? Should we not believe their own words?
This was December the 21st of 2007, correct?
That is correct.
It turns out Amina and Sarah had confided in a teacher about their father's violent threats and their plan to escape.
Hey, Miss Hopkins, it's Amina. Sarah and I were talking, and we're having a lot of issues at home. We both decided that you're the only person that we can 100% trust. God, I am so scared right now, it's crazy. My dad began checking phone records, and he took my sister in the room and specifically threatened to, quote, hurt her very badly, close quote, if she didn't tell us what was going on. And in the body of this email were these things that Sarah and Amina had talked to you before.
Yes.
They ran away in fear for their lives of what you would do to them. You don't deny that, right? They did leave the home and run away.
First, this day, it was to me a normal day. I'm going to work, and suddenly the phone battery is go down. And I decide to go home to fix it. I got spare. And I find my son sitting in the driveway. He said, Tessie, she takes the girls and I don't know where they go.
They ran away because they were afraid, according to
That's what
Amina's note.
That's what I don't know yet. They are running away. I don't know yet. Because there is no fighting, no problem, no nothing.
In fact, after years of abuse and recent threats from their father, Amina and Sarah, along with their mother Patricia, secretly fled the Saeed home on Christmas Day 2007, hoping to start a new life.
Sarah was dating a boy named Eddie, and Amina had a friend, Eric. In December, Eddie and Eric decided to help the girls leave. They eventually do get an apartment together, all of them.
But after just 1 week, their mother tricked the girls into returning home to their father.
Patricia wants to go back to put flowers on her mother's grave. Amina ends up going to a friend's house, and Patricia takes Sarah home. That's when Amina finds out that her mom actually lied, that she was never planning on visiting the grandmother's gravesite, that they were actually going back to Yasser. And that's when it all happened after that.
On New Year's Day around 7 p.m., Saeed told Amina and Sarah that he wanted to take them out to dinner to talk. He put the girls in his taxi cab and told their mother she wouldn't be joining them.
Tell me, Mr. Saeed, in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
I was going to talk to them. And their car was following me.
And you became alarmed that you thought you were being followed.
Yes.
Right? And then what happened next?
I stopped in an area where everyone can see us. The Dart bus station. I left.
You left the car?
I left. I was mad and I left. Just take myself and left.
You were mad or you were afraid?
boss. And you need to know who follows this car. They said, oh, later on in the court, I find out the father of the one of the boyfriend, he was one of this car, because I say 2 cars, they say 1 car, but I guess.
Saeed claims it was out of fear of unknown assailants that he abandoned his car and daughters and fled the scene before they were murdered. But none of that adds up. You had never reported any threats against you. You never called the police or asked for help. Why did you think you were in danger?
They want to get rid of me, not the girls.
Who? Who wanted to get rid of you?
The ones they follow me.
Who would be following you and trying to get rid of you?
That's what FBI want to know.
That's what the FBI
What this
wants.
car was follow me. This car, these 2 cars. Why they was follow me and what they see. And where is the man who was follow me? Where he go? This is not important questions. I smell the conspiracy is very strong.
The smell of conspiracy. Saeed has offered this explanation before. At his trial, he surprisingly took the stand with the help of a translator and suggested a conspiracy had implicated him in the crime.
There was a secret agenda, and then all the media was steered in a certain direction and fueled against me, that I will not get a fair trial.
Prosecutors say there was no conspiracy against Saeed the night of the murders, only a coincidence that he later seized upon to point the blame elsewhere. Amina's boyfriend testified that he and his father happened to see her in the taxi and briefly followed before driving away without intervening. But Saeed still claims an international conspiracy framed him for the crime.
How when I get arrested, they launch this law right away in United Arab Emirates.
You're saying that your case is a conspiracy to change the laws in the Emirates?
Yes.
That's absurd. Phone records from the night of the shootings leave no doubt about Saeed's bizarre alibi. Saeed answered a call from the girl's mother at exactly 7:29, still with the car and his daughters. He made no mention of any threat or cars following him. You were in the car at 7:29. You took that phone call.
I guess, yeah.
Right. And then 4 minutes later, just 4 minutes later, your brave daughter, Sarah, uses her last breath to call 911. 4 minutes later. So this elaborate conspiracy you talk about would have had to happen between 7:29 and 7:33.
I'm not sure about the time.
You had a gun, a firearm in the car?
No, I was not have the gun in the car. I wish I have it.
But your testimony in court, you acknowledged leaving the gun in the car.
So, what did you do with your gun? Because it's a dangerous area where I'm going to work at night, I would take my gun with me and place it between the seat and the cubby. But not every day.
You left the gun in the car, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Why would you leave your gun behind?
At this time, you didn't think about guns. You think about to run for your life.
You were running for your life?
Yes.
And you didn't think to keep your gun to protect yourself? There are so many contradictions in your story. That's why I'm asking you. You sensed danger, but you left your girls to face it on their own.
I never thought it would go that far.
You never thought they would go that far?
Shooting, I thought I'm the one they target me, not the girls.
But how would you know? If you didn't know who was after you, you didn't know why,
then
you thought there was a threat, but you left your girls to face it themselves? What father would leave his girls behind to face danger on their own?
Well, this was a mistake. I said I'm not supposed to stop to begin with. I said that. But the issue is, where is the camera? Why they don't want to see the camera? the surveillance camera.
You make it sound like you're the victim here. Is that what you believe?
Exactly.
You're the victim?
Yes.
It is not uncommon for individuals convicted of murder to spin the crime as if they were somehow victimized. It's classic antisocial personality. He's going to lie directly to the interviewer. He's going to lie directly to the camera because he believes it's in his self-interest to do so.
In this letter to the judge, Saeed also makes the claim that his case was being used by the U.S. government to pressure the United Arab Emirates to change its laws on sex, alcohol, and honor killings.
The case was called the honor killing murders in the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Why is it
What do you think
that?
about the practice of honor killings? Is that condoned in your culture?
I tell you this. I'm telling you. If you want to know, I'm telling you. Over there, I'm telling you about how they think, how their mind over there. They have closed mind in this issue. But for me, because I live in America more than 4 decades, I think different than these people. But if you want to know, yes, over there, this is issue.
So an honor killing is essentially if you do anything to dishonor the family. So basically anything that brings shame to the family, especially as a woman or as a young girl. In order to restore the honor back to the family, you basically have to kill you. It's your life for the honor.
The victims tend to be individuals who are defiant and unwilling to follow the commands of the father figure or the adult male who expects the child to marry someone that has been chosen by the father.
Although sometimes associated with Muslim countries, the practice of honor killing has no basis in religion. It originates in certain tribal cultures around the world.
It's actually nowhere in the Quran in regards to any of those things. I mean, these are culturally based beliefs.
But there was a terrible irony behind the media headlines in Saeed's case. In the years leading up to their murders, it wasn't Amina or Sarah who brought shame to the family. It was Yasser Saeed himself.
There's the question of your own sexual assaults against your daughters when they were young children.
Nice legs. I got this. Take this blanket from this one in the back.
No!
Go.
No! Get away! No! Get out!
Here's the other one.
Get out!
And then there's the question of your own sexual assaults against your daughters when they were young children.
Did this court say that? This is accusation. Why you bring accusation?
It's not just an accusation. You were investigated for it.
If you have something against me, why you bring accusation?
No, because it's part of the record. It's not just an accusation. You were actually investigated and indicted for it.
Indicted? I go to jail.
You were indicted for 2 counts for penetration of the vagina and or anus of a child by penis and or finger.
No. This is all fake. This is false.
These are lies?
What you mean? Why I didn't go to jail for it? Wow, look at these eyes. If I put my eye on you.
I'm gonna get sick now. Okay, turn it off, Dad.
So in 1998, Amina and Sarah had told Trisha's mom that their father was abusing them sexually. And they ended up taking him to the police to file the report. Basically that he would go into their rooms and touch them, fondle them. There was supposedly penetration. We know the police did do an investigation and they did indict Yasser Saeed. And then later on they recanted their stories So I think there was some fear factor used to have the girls recant the story.
Testimony at trial revealed that Saeed threatened to kill his wife if the girls didn't recant, and out of fear they did. The case was then dismissed. You don't deny that this indictment is part of the record, right?
No, this is false.
False.
This all...
Why would your 8-year-old and 9-year-old daughters tell people that my father put his front part inside my front part?
No, that's
he was wearing gray shorts and a t-shirt.
No,
very
that's
detailed
really
accusations that were then investigated, and you were in fact indicted.
No, that's nothing even close to the truth.
I think growing up in the Saeed household must have been very tough, very hard, very emotionally and physically and mentally draining. You have a father that's explosive, that's abusive, who's watching your every move. You probably feel very caged.
It's just as likely that he killed these girls because he had lost control of them and they were going to pursue other sexual interests which he could not tolerate. That to me is very different than the concept of honor killing.
Amina, just weeks before she was murdered, she told a teacher about the tension in the household and that she was terrified of you. She said, "We are running away before the break ends. I know he will search for us until he finds us, and he will, without any drama or doubt, kill us." She's talking about you.
Well, I don't think this is true.
You don't believe that?
No, I didn't believe that.
It's in an email she wrote to a teacher.
I don't know how this email is made, and I don't know if it's real or not.
You think it could be a fake?
I think so.
Really?
I think so, yes.
Would that have given you a motive to kill them? Not because of their disgraceful behavior, but to cover up your own disgraceful behavior. Amina was talking about your sexual abuse of her again. And she told the teacher that when we were younger, he used to do things, and he started hinting at them again. Did you kill your daughters to shut them up from making these accusations?
All this is not truth. This is just accusation. Why in a serious case like this?
These are her words,
what
sir.
You bring accusation.
These are Amina's words.
He said.
We're talking about your daughter, Amina.
Huh?
These are her words.
No. I didn't believe that's even her word.
You don't believe it?
I didn't believe it. No, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't believe this paper. I don't know.
You still say this is a political conspiracy. Even with all this evidence, let me ask you this, Mr. Saeed, because your story defies logic and common sense, and frankly, all belief. I'm not even sure you believe it. But your family certainly doesn't seem to believe it. The jury didn't believe it. It's impossible to imagine that these crimes are the result of an elaborate conspiracy when, in fact, your daughters had been threatened, they say, by you, and were found dead in your taxi cab, last seen with you. Does that make sense to you?
Listen, I guess I say everything to you. I answer every question. I know the FBI didn't do their job. The Irving police, they hide something. The media was not honest in this case, especially in this case, to achieve political point overseas. That's all what I can say to you. I'm sorry.
For 12 years you stayed hidden. Is that the action of an innocent man? You never turned yourself in. How were you able to do that? Immediately after the murders, you disappear for 12 years. You didn't even go to the funerals to mourn them.
Go to a funeral?
Yes.
I will not get fair trial. That's why.
But you disappeared even before there were media reports.
How you want me to go to the funeral?
What innocent man would not go to mourn their daughters at their funerals?
Most of the people advise me not to go to the funeral.
Who told you not to go to the funeral? Who told you not to go to the funeral?
Everybody.
Everybody? What do you mean, your family?
No, even the community.
How were you able to stay hidden for so long?
When people around you, when your community know you're not a criminal, you get help from the community.
You mean your family?
No, the community too, by itself.
Oh, no. The Muslim people in your community tell us that you didn't attend mosque. They didn't really know you. You didn't even attend the mosque service for your daughter. So I highly doubt that the mosque helped you. For years, the FBI scanned the globe looking for Saeed. But filmmaker Nina Nejad had a hunch. Could Saeed be hiding in plain sight right there in Texas?
Went to another brother's house, talked to the daughter briefly, gave her my card, told them what we were doing, and we just really wanted to hear their side of the story. And then later on is when we got the death threats.
Yasser Saeed's son Islam had let loose his rage and tipped his hand.
It was scary. It was kind of unexpected, because for you to go to that extent to try to threaten me shows me that you're scared. And why would you be scared unless you're hiding something or someone? Because they could have just not said anything.
Nina Nejad's film, The Price of Honor, was released in 2014 and raised awareness that Saeed was still on the run.
When we premiered it in Dallas, we had security because we knew some of his family members were going to be there. That's why we had security. So I know they're aware of the film.
The movie helped put Saeed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, and law enforcement soon got a tip about an inconspicuous house in Justin, Texas, just 30 miles from where Amina and Sarah were killed. Police watched the house for several days and finally arrested Yasser Saeed 12 years after the murders.
It's remarkable to me that he was able to maintain his freedom and not be detected by law enforcement as long as he did. This is a fairly smart guy who was able to pull that off.
Saeed's brother Yassain and son Islam orchestrated an elaborate system for supplying the fugitive in his hideout. Both are now serving long sentences in federal prison for aiding and abetting. Mr. Saeed, you seem to be without conscience or remorse, either for the dead or the living whose lives you ruined. Are you not prepared today to take responsibility for any of your crimes?
I didn't do crime. My history, check my history first, because you talk about somebody. I'm the only one here without criminal record, without crime. And you know that because when it's come to politics, it becomes dirty.
Amina herself, she knew this was going to happen. She told people this was going to happen. We are running away before the break-in.
I don't know whose people
I know
she told.
that he will search until he finds us,
now
and he will, without any drama or doubt, kill us. Those are the words of your own daughter, Amina, about you, just weeks before you murdered them.
I didn't murder nobody. I didn't murder nobody.
Why would she write this?
I don't think even she writes this. I don't know. This is very shocking news for me. I don't know. I used to treat my kids very nice.
Let me read some of her other words to you. God, I am so scared right now. As you know, we are not allowed to date, and my dad is trying to arrange my marriage. We do not want to live by the culture or marry men from over there, especially men we do not know or love.
My dad began checking phone records, and he took my sister in the room and specifically threatened to, quote, hurt her very badly if she didn't tell what was going on with the dating. When we were younger, he used to do things, and he started hinting at them again.
That's wrong.
He has simply made our lives a nightmare. He's one man, not God. Someone should be able to stop him. Those are your daughter's words, sir.
No, I didn't believe this is her words because what I see is different. I always take care of them. I always take them everywhere. See, that didn't make sense.
Why would she say these things?
I don't know. I don't think even she say that.
Are you sure you don't want to take this opportunity to face up to these crimes and take responsibility for your actions?
No, I didn't do any crime. That's, check my history to know who's you talking about before. I didn't do any crime. That's all. That's all what can I do. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you very much. I want you to, okay.
With that, Yasser Saeed had enough. The interview was over. He disappeared once again, just like he had years earlier, but this time into the bowels of a Texas state prison where he will spend the rest of his life.
They wanted to be average teenagers, average American girls. You know, they had dreams, they had hopes, they had, you know, ambitions and things they wanted to do in life. I think they were just both amazing, amazing human beings, very strong, very just loving and caring and nurturing.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm recording. Oh, here's Sarah. She's on the laptop. Let's see. Hey, Sarah.
Had they survived their father's wrath, Amina and Sarah would have been in their early 30s today. I imagine Amina might have realized her dream of becoming a doctor. And maybe they would have had daughters of their own by now, raised in the safety and freedom their mothers fought for to their last breaths.
One of the things with Amina, the last things that she posted was she made this like little card with her picture saying, "I don't want to be a memory." And that was one of the things that we wanted, for her not to just be a memory, for people to know her and her story.
I walked away from Yasser Saeed and his new home with a heavy heart, weighed down by the girl's loss and all his stubborn denials. Murder is the ultimate betrayal of humanity, and this one sears the soul. I'm grateful to walk out the prison gates and leave it behind, at least for now.
I actually feel uncomfortable around too many white people. I find I'm bonding closer with the natives, the Alaska natives.
Really?
Yeah.
So, do you have a penchant for Native women who are homeless in crisis?
It's been called the memory card murder. A brutal homicide found on a stolen cell phone. The victim dying on a hotel room floor. The killer mocking her in a distinctive accent.
Camera, bitch. There's at one point blood coming from both sides of her mouth while the killer is sexually molesting her.
He wasn't sexually molesting her. He was poking his fingers on her boob. Okay.
Is that not sexual molestation? In your mind?
It depends on the woman.
I've always suspected that some people aren't at all who they appear to be. To his wife, Brian Stephen Smith was a loving husband. To the Marriott Hotel staff, he was a good colleague. To his mistress, he was a spinner of dark sexual fantasies. But to Kathleen Henry, an Alaska native living on the streets of Anchorage, Brian Stephen Smith was a stranger who offered a warm bed and then did something monstrous.
Good evening. We're learning more tonight about the weeks surrounding the hotel killing of 30-year-old Kathleen Henry.
39 photos and 12 videos show in graphic detail the final hours of a dark-haired woman. The SD card where the files were stored was labeled homicide at Midtown Marriott.
She was like all beat up. I mean, her face was not even recognizable.
Brian Stephen Smith was found guilty in February 2024 of murder, sexual assault, and misconduct involving a corpse.
How are we doing, guys?
We're set.
We're good? Okay.
And now, for the first time, he has agreed to tell me his story and to answer for these crimes.
Well, Brian, we're here because we really want to understand the mindset and motivations behind your actions in this case, okay? Tell me, why are you here today talking to us?
Because you asked me to.
You could have said no, but you agreed. Why?
Yes, yeah, but well, I have my side of the story as well that I'd like to get out.
You want to be heard?
Yes, I have to get something out, on my side at least.
Smith's side starts when he met a woman who lived very far away from his native South Africa.
You had found love late in life with an older woman, right? Mm-hmm. Stephanie. Tell me about her.
Yeah, so we actually met playing a game on internet, and we became friends, and we started talking outside of the game.
Mama, he's crazy, crazy over me.
The folk singer from Anchorage fell hard and fast for Smith, just as his life hit rock bottom.
In South Africa, things actually got to a bit of a bad point. I'd gone into a business deal that just went sour, and I lost a lot of money. And it's almost like everything just made sense. You know, just pack up and leave. You got nothing to lose here anymore.
Take me back to the first time you stepped foot in this rather stunning land. What did you feel? What did you think?
Well, it was amazing. It's the first time I've been out of South Africa.
He's eating your plants.
With camera in hand, Smith took to the Alaskan wilds and began shooting videos.
This is the beaver dam. I don't know if this GoPro can pick it up, but there's a little beaver house over there.
It's very similar to Africa. You've got the civilized, and then you've got the whole ethnic, rural, indigenous side of things. People that are living in an absolute, totally different world to what we live in.
Are there many South Africans in the Anchorage area?
I think there's 2 or 3 or 4. There might be more, but
maybe a handful.
Yeah.
It also seems like a good place for a secret life, if that's what you're looking for. Nobody knows you. There's lots of space. One could lose themselves in kind of withdraw from the world here if one wanted to.
Yes, you could. You're correct. You can go get yourself a little cabin and you never have to deal with humans again.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether Smith was looking for a second life or a secret one in Alaska, he struggled to fit into Stephanie's world.
Are you still married?
I signed the divorce papers about 2 months ago. Stephanie's a very social person, and she's got groups of friends that are in theater and music. At first I thought, yes, I could do it, but then it was just too much for me. They were all trying to be nice.
Right. Right.
But that did cause a bit of problem with us. Yeah.
Well, but let's be frank, right? She was an older woman. You were still quite young, and you had a roving eye, and soon an affair, right, with someone who shared a certain lust for sexual adventure. Is that fair, Alicia?
Enter Alicia Youngblood, a young woman Smith met at work. Smith told police they started off as drinking buddies. Then things progressed.
This crazy sex thing, it was just something that was happening, and I delved into it. It was interesting for me that I had someone that I could do something and they would respond to it.
Right.
Actually, I think that's what the main thing is. She was responsive to it.
You say there was a bit of rough stuff, right? She liked to be slapped around a little, choked, suffocated.
Yes,
right?
But it wasn't every time. She liked to see and hear stories about violence. That turned her on. That's what got the engine going.
And this is all illicit, which probably made it even more exciting, right? Because you were married.
Well, yes. The secrecy side of it, yes.
Yeah. Soon, it sounds like the two of you were trying to outdo each other and coming up with mock sexual and violent role play scenarios, right?
Yes. She would tell me about her criminal history. I knew they were not true stories. She was telling me that she'd been chased across America by the FBI, and she was part of a gang that used to rob banks. That's not real, but that's where the whole murder thing started coming in. So,
and you played along.
So one day I said to her, well, I've also killed somebody, so I've also got a story, and it turned her on massively. It worked. She loved me making up stories like that. If any woman goes to any man and says, say this or do this, and I'll get horny, that guy's going to do it.
By day, Smith says, he and his wife kept up a loving, if passionless, marriage.
It sounds like you did sort of slip into a kind of a double life. The Brian, who's the dutiful husband on the straight and narrow, and then, on the other hand, a reckless kind of alter ego, right? The one who would drive into the night looking for cheap sex.
By night, Smith would troll the streets of Anchorage in his black pickup truck.
I did go out, but it wasn't for going out for sex. Basically, I was having a very stressful life, and I would drink a glass of whiskey just before bedtime. Then that would be midnight. And if that didn't knock me out, sometimes it would give me that, you get your second breath now.
Get a little energy
and
from it.
Then I'd say, oh, now I need to go driving.
It was probably about 9:30 at night.
Okay.
And he pulls up, and I was homeless, living in a tent, and it was raining that night. Then he goes, well, it's raining. Do you want to ride around with me? And, and I was like, sure.
Valerie Kassler was on the street one night when Smith drove by. He told her he was looking for a certain young working girl and asked her to help.
You know the streets.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're a pretty good judge of character. What was your first impression?
He was nice. We went everywhere. We hung out out at the airport and watched the planes and stuff. I was with him till about 5, 6 in the morning.
All night long?
Yeah.
When Smith stopped at a gas station to use the ATM, Kassler found herself alone in his car.
That's when I dropped my phone.
In the car?
In his truck, yeah.
You were in the front passenger seat?
Yeah. And when I reached down, I grabbed 2 phones. And you get that chill feeling,
You just got a vibe from it?
Yeah.
A feeling?
Yeah, that something was not right.
With Smith still inside, Kassler pocketed his cell phone, a decision on which the entire case would hinge.
I went back to my tent and I turned it on, looked to see if I recognize any phone numbers or if I recognize anybody on the pictures, and that's when I found it.
You need your garbage.
That's a sick mother.
In the fall of 2019, in a tent in the woods around Anchorage, Alaska, Valerie Kassler took out a phone she had stolen from Brian Stephen Smith's car and pressed play.
You need your garbage.
What did you see at first?
Him talking and his voice and her body laying on the floor of the hotel.
She was alive, though, at that point.
Yeah, and he stepped on her throat and he said, "You're not leaving here alive. I'm killing you."
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you still alive?
I watched all of it, and he pulled out a wire, put it around her neck, and she was dead, and he was still doing things to her.
For days, Kassler refused to leave her tent.
You stayed in the woods because you were...
I was paranoid as hell.
You were scared?
Yeah.
But she worked up the courage to turn the videos over to the police.
It was the hardest thing I've ever had to watch in my life, not just being as a police officer. This was the worst thing I've ever seen happen to a human being.
Detective Brendan Lee had a colleague who overheard the videos and the distinctive voice.
He recalled a case that he had worked that involved a male with an accent. And he gave me the name Brian Stephen Smith.
Lee checked the Marriott guest list from the night of the videos, and sure enough,
to see his name on there, it was kind of like like you said, like a big aha moment, like, okay, now we know who we're looking at.
Then, just days after police got the video,
human remains found at mile 108 of the Seward Highway a week ago belonged to a woman who had long dark hair.
with a prime suspect and a body to match, the race was on to gather evidence.
The FBI told us, hey, his phone is hitting off a tower near mile 108, the Seward Highway. And also, there was a timestamp on one of the images with Kathleen Jo Henry in the back of the pickup truck. And that was also like an aha moment, because his phone's hitting here at this time, this image is at this time, and it's at the location where the remains were found.
Detective Lee intercepted Smith at the Anchorage airport, returning from a trip with his wife.
Mr. Smith, I'm Detective Lee, the Anchorage Police Department. I just want to show you my badge, my ID, so you know you're talking to. This is Detective Bell, my partner. We have some matters we wanted to clear up with you and talk to you today, so I appreciate you coming up here with these guys and talking to me. So you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Yes. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that? Yes.
Smith tells me that afternoon the police caught him off guard.
I just flown all the way from DC. Right. And you've obviously flown from lower 48. Sure. You know what it feels like now. Yeah. I flew 4 time zones across a 10-hour flight. Right. When I landed, when they stopped me, I was already, in the legal terms of the words they use, is in a weakened state of mind.
When you're under investigation for serious crimes, you don't get to pick your period of rest before an interrogation.
I just wanted to show you these pictures, see if they would help you kind of refresh.
The detectives start small, without letting on how much they already know about the killer sitting in front of them.
Can you tell me what's in that photo?
There's somebody's feet.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at your shoe. I mean, it looks like the shoes you're wearing right now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But what's happening when that's?
What's happening is on this video, on these images, the person that's recording it is holding the recorder and is standing basically above this girl and strangling her.
Okay.
And so we need to talk about this. We need to get ahead of this, Mr. Smith.
I don't want to act stupid, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything.
Okay.
For an hour and a half, I said, I didn't do that, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. Over and over and over. In ad nauseum, I said that.
You're not saying that. You're saying that you can't remember.
I do not remember anything like this. Honestly. That looks like a Marriott card. That looks like my truck parked over there. It is.
Piece by piece, detectives disclose photo evidence. Smith's hands, his stomach, Smith's truck, and license plate.
There's cameras out on the highway at the way station, so there's no doubt about it that
Inbound
you were
and
out there.
outbound.
No doubt about it that you were out there.
Look, I don't remember anything else. Really, I'm sorry.
Then, about 2 hours in, Smith starts to crack.
Look, this sounds very serious. No matter what, I'm going to be in deep. So, okay, I'll tell you what I remember. The next day at work, I saw something dripping out the back of my truck. And I was like, what the hell? And I opened up, and there was somebody there underneath. There was a blue, like a tarp at the back of my truck. And the back flap doesn't really lock. I've actually put a padlock on now since then. And I saw somebody, and I was like, what the hell, what must I do, what must I do? And in the one night, I thought, well, I've got to get rid of this, I can't. And I drove out, and I did. I went and dumped it. So, yeah, I did dump, but yeah. What was in the back of my truck was not Kathleen Henry.
You're saying that you didn't keep the body in your truck for 2 days and then dump her on the side of the road as you recounted to police?
Well, when I said to the police the body, it's because the police had told me that there was a body in the back of my truck. I did not know what was in the back of my truck. There was something.
You told them that you looked under the sheet and you could tell it was a body. You told them that.
It was not a body. It was. I've seen a YouTube once of a bear cub that was skinned, and it looked in my mind. X-ray vision through that, that's what it could have been, or it was a mannequin or like a sex doll or something.
Are you somebody who's incapable of telling the truth, Brian?
The problem is when I speak the truth, people don't believe me.
I think Brian Steven Smith is a person that I'd say he's a sociopath. You know, if you looked at his life, he would just look like your normal everyday. I go to work, I come home, this is my wife, we go on vacations, and I play with drones and like to shoot guns for my hobbies. I wouldn't say split personality, but he was definitely somebody that knowingly was trying to, live two different types of lifestyles.
For police, the double life of Brian Steven Smith now comes into sharp focus.
Do you have any other Facebook accounts that aren't just Brian Smith?
Oh, yes, yeah. I've got one called Bradley Phillips. Bradley's a real... He's like my alter ego. He's racist. He can make racist jokes and stuff like that.
Smith's alter ego offers police a new strategy.
You think good Brian wanted bad Brian to get caught? That's why somebody made it so easy for us?
They urge good Brian to confess to what bad Brian has done.
Right now, the good Brian, I'm assuming, is who we have here. What do you feel right now about this woman?
Well, she's a pretty girl. And if she ended up like that, that's such a waste.
So, knowing...
Several hours in, Smith seems to sense the net tightening around him.
Well, I'm sure in the back of my mind, I knew that I was involved there some way. It's stupid to believe that someone else killed someone and put them in the back of your truck.
You knew in the back of the head, the side of your head, front of your head, you knew you had killed somebody.
Yeah. I can tell you for a straight fact, I did not plan to do this.
Okay.
I've done it. I admit I've done that. I'll sign a piece of paper. Yes, I did it. I know I did it.
Yeah. Before we do that,
With Smith's full-throated confession in hand, the detectives think they're done.
down there first. They're with you. Just have a seat. We'll have to get somebody. Okay.
And then Smith drops the biggest bomb of the case.
Are you guys in a rush to go home?
Are we in a rush?
Yeah.
You want to talk some more?
We're not in a rush. We got
all night.
I picked up a very drunk girl. My wife was gone. She was away for the weekend. I had to go home. And I shot her. Are you guys in a rush to go home?
Are we in a rush?
Yeah.
You want to talk some more?
We're not in a rush. We got
all night.
5 hours into a police interrogation, Brian Stephen Smith had already confessed to the murder of Kathleen Henry.
If I'm gonna burn on the electric chair for one, I might as well do it for two.
Then, Smith volunteered details of a second murder, and police realize they've caught a serial killer.
I shot this girl and then I went and dumped her out on that little side road going towards Butte when you turn off the highway.
This is how you recounted it to the police. Your wife was away, you were drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You hit the streets, as in your words you were known to do. You went to get some liquor and you spotted her.
She wanted booze, I knew that. She was drunk. She had a half a bottle of R&R on her there. And she was really drunk. She was slurring it. And I picked her up and I said, hey, you want some warm food and a warm place to sleep tonight?
You bring her home. You were afraid, you tell the police, that she was going to leave her odor in the home and your wife would detect it. So you told her to take a shower.
She was smelling. I knew she was homeless then. You know, she was stinking, and I was getting upset. And I said to her, go take a shower. You know, because now there's smell in the house. You know, and she wouldn't do it. She kept saying no.
He said, I clearly remember this. And again, I'm not lying to you. I don't remember. I can't visualize the girl. But when I went to the garage and I got my pistol and I said to her, go to the shower, and she wouldn't. And I just did that. And
while she was on the couch?
Yeah. I just shot it.
The evidence lined up perfectly with Smith's account. A human skull had been found 6 months earlier at the site Smith named, pierced by a bullet. Police would later find an SD card at Smith's home with a video of a woman lying naked on the floor. Forensics identified the victim as Veronica Abowchuk, another Alaska Native woman who disappeared from the streets of Anchorage.
Veronica was my best friend, and I loved the hell out of her. I knew her daughters, you know. They wasn't working girls. They were just women that had drinking problems, you know.
For Valerie Kassler, who uncovered evidence of Smith's hotel room murder, this second case hit even closer to home.
I remember the last time I talked to her. She said she was going to the liquor store, she's gonna get a bottle. And she had to go meet up with somebody. That must have been him, because that was the last time I ever saw her.
Smith's photo evidence and confession left virtually no doubt about his guilt. But today, Smith is trying to sell me a story that sounds nothing like the one he admitted to police.
Tell me what happened that night that you brought Veronica Abowchuk to your house.
The person that I shot was a fictitious event. It was not Veronica. Veronica, if that lady was Veronica, that woman walked out of my house, Alicia and her got in the vehicle and they drove away.
Well, then that wasn't Veronica, because the person that you murdered in your home, whose forensics lines up with Veronica Abacek, right? She didn't walk out of your home.
That was Alicia Youngblood. That wasn't Veronica.
Smith now recants his detailed confession to the Abowchuk murder, and he's trying to persuade me that his confession was all based on fictional role play with his former mistress, Alicia Youngblood.
The story I told them was a story that Alicia and I had made up about driving around, you meet someone and take them home, they make you angry, and you shoot them. I had told Alicia before.
You're saying that was a made-up story?
Yes.
Did you make up the part about defiling her corpse after you killed her?
Oh, no, that was Alicia and myself's story.
You told the police that after murdering her, you sexually defiled her body by sticking your fingers, your hand inside of her. It sounds very much like paraphilia. Do you know that term?
No.
Paraphilia? Characterized by abnormal sexual desires, typically involving extreme or dangerous activities, sometimes intense and persistent interest in inflicting sexual violence or torture on a living person or corpse.
I don't like hurting people.
You don't?
No.
And you're telling me now that what you told the police is false, that you did not murder Veronica Abacek?
No, you must remember that interrogation was done under duress.
Well, all interrogations are arguably done under duress, but there was nothing unfair about it. And in fact, you could have stopped talking at any point. And instead, you volunteer a completely different story about an earlier crime.
I was in a weakened state of mind. It made sense to me there that I need to cover all my tracks. Alicia might have told them that story, and I don't tell them and they think I'm lying.
In fact, Alicia Youngblood had told police a story, in secret, on a tip line 1 year earlier.
The first time that I talked to Miss Youngblood, she was nervous. You could tell that talking to her on the phone.
She said Smith had showed her a video of a dead woman.
He's going in her, and then he'd draw his hand out, and he's holding the GoPro, and then he'd wipe his hands on her leg.
She loved this Brian Smith, but now she did not love him anymore after seeing this video. She was very adamant that she thought this video was real.
The pictures are her breast, and he's grabbing them so hard that the blood is pooling.
Youngblood tried to goad Smith into sharing evidence so police could arrest him.
Y'all don't know what I'm doing to get this information. I'm doing all kinds of crazy sexual acts with him to get this information out of him and having to pretend to like it.
She took this fantasy stories, these make-believe stories of us, and she took it and she started bringing in real people's names. And I said to her, no.
Smith was cautious not to give Youngblood any proof, and police soon dropped the case.
I can't do this anymore. He's getting more wild.
Alicia Youngblood left Alaska. She never got the chance to testify against Smith.
We were informed that she had passed away in Oklahoma. It was most likely she took her own life.
The next phase of the case is the opening statements.
It wasn't until 3 years later, in February 2024, Smith would take center stage in a horror show of his own design.
After this trial, you will all carry the burden of knowing. The burden of knowing that Brian Smith lived, worked, walked among us, mingling and targeting the most vulnerable among us.
Smith's hour in the limelight was just beginning.
Let's bring the jury in. Mr. Stabile, call your first witness.
My name is Christy Grimaldi. How are you related to this case? Why are you here today?
Veronica Abouchuk is my mother. I'm her oldest daughter.
In February 2024, the trial for the murders of Veronica Abouchuk and Kathleen Henry began.
In October 2019, I was contacted by family to meet with a detective, and looking back at that, I was in complete denial or holding on to any hope. I remember thinking, wow, they found her, maybe she's somewhere. And it's just, I'm in awe that I believed that,
Smith appeared calm as witness after witness laid out evidence against him. But the smoking gun was the evidence Smith produced himself.
Those videos depict a woman that we now know to be Kathleen Henry being strangled, tortured, and killed. When we show those videos, they're going to be broadcast on Nat TV facing this way so that members of the general public don't see them.
Police say you're the man in the video. What do you say?
No, it's not me.
I needed a way to push past Smith's denial. If he wouldn't admit to the crimes, could I get him to describe the killer?
Let me describe to you what the man in the video, the killer, did, and ask you to profile him for me.
Well, I didn't want to watch him ever at all, but they forced me to at the trial.
My name is Brendan Lee, last name L-E. So in this video, it's going to start out and you're going to see Kathleen Henry on the floor.
There's at one point blood coming from both sides of her mouth while the killer is sexually molesting her. What did you think when you saw that?
He wasn't sexually molesting her. He was poking his fingers on her boob. Okay?
Is that not sexual molestation in your mind?
It depends on the woman. It depends on the situation.
Well, obviously the situation was non-consensual. She's laying there dying. He's telling her he's killing her.
Yeah.
He stands on top of her stomach at one point. He laughs maniacally. What did you make of that?
I don't remember him laughing.
Even as he downplays the cruelty captured on video, Smith offers clues about the man behind the camera.
Did it seem to you that the killer was enjoying himself?
No. The guy sounded frustrated.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you still alive? I'm so tired.
The guy said that like she must hurry up. She must die, she must hurry up.
People need to cooperate. People need to know when they're being serial killers.
The person sounded like he had lost control.
Like he'd lost control. Interesting. Yeah. So that it was unplanned, maybe spontaneous?
No, from the wording the guy used, it sounds like he was documenting something, so it was planned.
As you can notice, the tongue is not swollen. That eye is swollen as well.
Why was he documenting?
Yeah.
Why would somebody do that?
Well, they're obviously making money out of it, as far as I know. Yeah.
Could he have been doing that to watch it back and get thrills from it?
I don't know, he probably could have. If you find him, you can ask him that.
The killer is giggling and laughing. Do you remember that?
Probably the ugliest part was where he had his foot on her throat.
What kind of man could do that?
A nasty person.
She's making horrific sounds with her dying breaths. Do you remember those sounds?
Well, that was the first noises that came out when the first video played. They showed the girl trying to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's, I do not like that.
Can you describe them for me and how they made you feel?
I didn't like hearing it. I don't like to hear that stuff.
So here's the throat, and here's the string I've got. And I'm gonna pull the string quickly, okay?
He's strangling her with a green string, straddling over her, right? You remember that? Berating her, fondling her. I'm trying to make a movie, you stupid blood-sucking.
And it sounds like he's doing that for an audience. He's making a movie. He's definitely making a movie. I'm trying to make a movie, you stupid old bitch.
Weeks after I met Smith, I finally got access to the murder video itself. I can now see what Smith meant by the killer making a movie.
For all my fans out there, hit the like button, please. Just take it, swallow it. Let's do a nibble shot while we at here. Do like an angle, like an action shot.
In Smith's twisted mind, he's a film director, and this atrocity is his blockbuster movie.
You live, you die. You live, you die. Sadly, in my movies, everyone dies. I get the Oscar, bitch.
Supervisor. Superior Court resumes Secretary Arnold Captain Stockton presiding.
Please be seated.
In the end, Smith's movie did meet its audience.
Let's bring the jury in for the investigation.
12 men and women, and they quickly delivered a verdict.
Mr. Smith, would you please rise? I will read the form, the verdicts. We, the jury, find the defendant, Brian Stephen Smith, guilty of murder in the first degree as charged in count 1.
Guilty for the murder and sexual assault of Kathleen Henry and Veronica Abouchuk. His sentence? 226 years in prison.
I can tell you as a professional journalist, the evidence against you is insurmountable. You're not getting over it. Isn't there a part of you, you're still a young man, isn't there a part of you that just wants to unload, unburden this whole thing and talk truthfully about what actually happened?
You're glad you're not going to be able to hurt anybody else?
Yeah. But I was hoping that it would have just been that one. I was hoping that anger in my system would have been out. You know, I don't like to know that I've done that to someone. I don't like that.
It's been 10 years since Brian Stephen Smith first left South Africa for a new adventure on the Alaskan frontier.
At one point, you told the police that Alaska is the perfect place to murder someone.
Yes, the people come here because they antisocial, and if you look at the distances between places, yeah, you could just go dump a body just 5 minutes out of town.
Murder is the third leading cause of death among Native American women. Smith killed 2 of these vulnerable women, at least 2 that we know of.
Did you engage in any sexual violence with Native South African women?
No.
He told me one of his victims was as young as 15, where he's from. I think 15 was the youngest.
Okay.
But on the other hand, we don't know. We do not know, really.
The South African police say they're looking into you now. Any idea what that might be about?
Okay. Again, right in the beginning, Alicia and myself were telling stories, and the first stories I told her were about South Africa.
More stories.
Yeah.
If I can find any poetic justice in this tragic story, it's this. Smith landed behind bars thanks to a woman who lived on the streets with his victims.
What do you think would have happened without that video? Had you not found it and brought it
They'd
forward?
probably still be investigating, and he still probably would be a free man, hunting and killing women. And there'd probably be more bodies than what there was.
When you heard the verdict, what did you think?
That was on my birthday.
What a birthday present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kassler remained on the front lines from the moment she turned over the smoking gun SD card.
Those images that you saw, timing and all of that aside, have those stayed with you?
In my head?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted them to go home.
And what do you mean by that when you say you wanted them to go home?
I wanted their parents, their family, to be able to mourn and, properly, instead of burying an empty box.
Smith tells me he now plans to file an appeal, and I end the interview with one of my own.
You're going to live with this story, this defense that you've concocted in your mind that no one believes, Brian. You must know that no one believes the alibi, no one believes that you're not the man in the video. I mean, again, there's a mountain of forensic evidence against you. Are you going to just live with this?
There is no DNA evidence. There's no evidence proving that anyone was in my truck. The only evidence in my truck is the evidence of my alibi. So
I have 5 pages of quotes from your own lips, Brian, full of admissions and confessions and acknowledgments and appreciation for the police and self-awareness that you've gone too far and now you're in deep.
Yes, that is non-confrontational de-escalation.
I don't think anybody would consider that de-escalation. That sounds like a guilty man who's coming clean.
In the end, Brian Smith's double life culminated in a single fate: a life sentence in an Alaskan prison.
I've got no one to talk to now.
What's that?
I've got no one to talk to now, so none of my friends will ever.
Well,
this is my fault. I've dug my own grave here. I did this to myself. I can't blame anybody else,
Why are you here talking to us today?
I'm in here for first-degree murder. Killed my wife, I guess. They told me I did.
Her body was covered in bruises. She had fresh rib fractures. She had hemorrhages in her head, shoulders, back.
What would make you grab her by the hair, by your own admission, drag her through the trailer, and hurl her through a closet door?
I don't remember doing that, sir. You gotta understand.
You told the police that.
Yeah, I know.
Do you accept that you did that?
No, I don't accept it because I don't think I done that.
It's a man who's in love, who's in a tumultuous relationship, and who snapped.
I put it on the beat out of her. I call the wife Sally.
We have breaking news.
A man from Ocala has been found
Guilty
of first-degree murder in the beating death of his ex-wife, Lisa O'Rourke Jeffrey.
He has no soul. He's absolute devil. There's nothing to him.
Bo Peep Jeffrey's lawyer argued at trial that he struck his wife in the heat of passion, never intending to kill her. But 3 years into his life sentence, Jeffrey is about to tell me a different story that just might open a new window into the mind of this convicted murderer.
Do you remember punching her in the face several times?
No.
You don't remember the fight with Lisa?
Not at all, mister.
Jeffrey claims he has no memory of the crime he committed in November 2018, or of his detailed confessions to police a month later, because, he says, he simply blacked out.
If you were me, would you believe you?
From the soft sandy shoreline of the Sunshine State, it's hard to imagine anything but bliss. But driving inland from Daytona Beach into the shadows of the murky marshes, a darkness descends. I'm meeting a killer here at the Tomoka Correctional Institution. Bo Pete Jeffrey is serving a life sentence for brutally beating his ex-wife to death in his Florida trailer home. He wants to talk, he says, to correct the record and raise questions about his conviction.
Clock starts now, right?
I want to get inside his head to understand how this domestic homicide happened. But we only have 1 hour, and the clock is ticking.
We're here because we really want to understand the mindset and motivations behind your actions.
Yes, sir.
Why are you here talking to us today?
I'm in here for first-degree murder. Killed my wife, I guess. They told me I did.
I'd like to come to that night in a little bit, but first I'd like to learn a little bit more about you. Is that all right? What was your upbringing like? Happy home, unhappy home?
I never really had a home. We travel. We're gypsies, so we travel around the different language, everything.
Jeffrey descends from a long line of Romany or so-called gypsy travelers and a hard-scrabble nomadic lifestyle.
Where does the name Bo Pete come from?
My dad was the only one could read. The only book he could read was the story Little Bo Peep lost her sheep. So when I was born, they named me Bo Pete because they nicknamed my daddy Bo Pete when he was a little boy. So he was Big Bo Pete and I was Little Bo Pete.
And you were Little Bo Pete.
Right.
You mentioned to the court and the investigators that you are unable to write.
I dropped out of school in the 5th grade.
So you never learned to read or write?
No, sir, I'm going to education here.
Let me ask you this, Pete. When did the drinking start?
I've been drinking all my life. Saying is, he used to give us beer in our bottles.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When you were young children?
Babies.
You had, over the course of your life, at least 5 DUIs, right?
I had probably, but yeah, I've had quite a few DUIs.
And you've had a bit of other previous trouble with the law, right?
Yeah.
There was an aggravated assault when you were 19 that was dropped, right?
I don't remember that one.
Criminal trespass in 2002. Was that your ex-wife's?
Yeah.
Did you get mad and kick in the closet door?
Karen was out there.
But what about you? Did you get mad and kick in the door?
Oh, I don't harm my stuff. I don't.
Okay. There were probation violations. There were swindling charges.
Yeah, that's what I went to prison for.
5 years, and you got out in 2010.
Yes, sir.
That's a fair amount of criminal activity.
Yeah.
Are you someone who's criminally minded?
No, I would just say all of those things there is sort of what I do for a living. Charging people for not doing enough work for what you charge them for.
Right.
It's called theft by deception.
Traveling scammers preying on unsuspecting Floridians.
They do shoddy work or incomplete work or no work at all.
I just hope nobody else lets these people come in and scam them like they did me.
Jeffrey was brought up in the asphalt paving business, a trade he says was handed down in his traveling community.
We was raised in laying asphalt driveways. It's what we did all of our lives. So I got a truck when I was 13 years old in Waco, Texas, and I've been knocking on doors ever since.
But his business model was swindling elderly homeowners, a felony crime that sent him to prison.
And then, a couple years after you got out, you met Lisa, right? Tell me about her, Pete. What was she like? What's her personality, her looks?
Lisa was my dream woman, I'll put it that way.
Your dream woman?
Just the way she talked, she was cheerful, and she was raised the way I did, raised in asphalt. We was like we was married all of our lives and known one another all of our life.
Did you love Lisa or did you hate her?
I love Lisa to the day, sir.
Because you told the police, I was actually waiting for Lisa to die of natural causes because I hated her that bad. You told the detectives, I love that woman more than life.
Right.
Did you really mean that? You did.
Still to the day.
Still to the day.
Yes, sir.
Stop a second. I can only tell you the number of domestic homicide suspects that have said something similar, that they truly loved their wife or their girlfriend.
Former FBI agent Brad Garrett has spent decades trying to understand the mind and motives behind violent killers.
This is hard for people to understand, that you could actually love and care for somebody and actually miss them. In the middle of that, you have brutally killed them. In his twisted reality, it's genuine emotion.
Did you love Lisa or did you hate her?
I love Lisa to the day, sir.
Because you told the police, I was actually waiting for Lisa to die of natural causes.
I was actually waiting on Lisa to die of natural causes, because in reality, I hated her that.
I hated her that bad, but not enough to kill her.
I don't remember none of that.
Hello.
Mr. Bowe?
Yes, sir.
Deputy Batts, Marion County Sheriff's Office. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you home?
No.
Okay, do you have a few minutes to talk to me?
Yes.
Trying to talk to you about your missing wife.
When Lisa's family failed to make contact with her in the weeks following her birthday, Deputy Calvin Batts began to search for the missing woman.
It came in as a citizen's assist call from Miss Lisa's aunt. She was honest with me. She explained that Lisa had some troubles in her life and was known to disappear for a day or two max, but would always return her phone calls, would always get back in touch with her. At that point in time, it was about 3 weeks since she had heard from her. So I made the phone call to Bo Pete Jeffrey.
She's been going to jail or robbing people and stuff. And I don't know, sir, where your woman's at. I know her family was calling and threatening me, and she told me I had to produce her by 6 o'clock today. And I'm like, gosh, I don't know where the woman is. And I can't keep up with her no more.
He would say that she's sick, or she's sleeping, or she just wasn't there.
Did he ever sound concerned?
He never sounded concerned. And finally, I was just, somebody needs to do something.
I would ask him a direct question, and he was feeding me a bunch of nonsense. What he was telling me definitely elevated my level of suspicion by the end of that phone call.
Bat's investigation quickly led police to this trailer park and to this pristine trailer home where the couple lived together.
So a lot of things have obviously changed over the past 6 years. These two campers here, they're still the same. That's funny. But this is exactly where everything took place. His camper, it was just completely elaborate as compared to the rest of the campers and the homes that are around here. He actually had little Bo Pete written out across the back of his tailgate.
Photo evidence revealed the inside of the trailer was equally meticulous, at least before it became a crime scene.
I'm struck by your pride of place. Your home, your cars, immaculate.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What does that tell us about you?
Well, I love life. I love responsibility. I love to enjoy things about stuff. The way I was raised, we always kept new vehicles and customized camper trailers.
Tell me about your home. I've seen pictures of it.
It looks on the inside like a lovely suburban home.
It's an apartment on wheel. I'm the only man that ever had a 50-foot travel trailer.
Take me inside, Pete. You walk in.
Well, this one here, when you walked in, I had sliding glass doors. If you go straight in, you walk into a huge living room and a slide out. This way was a foyer with china cabinets and easy boy chairs. I had custom-made a bathroom and a bedroom. Then when you come back in the living room, over there was a slide out, had an entertainment system with a 70-inch TV, fireplaces, built-in stereo.
Fireplace?
Yes, sir. Mine had LED lights in the roof, central heat, 2 air conditioners. They used to have little places called mini homes. Mine was a mini mansion.
Mini mansion, yeah. Nicest in the park, I'm sure?
Well, yeah, you don't get no better.
But there was trouble in Jeffrey's trailer park paradise. Bo Pete Jeffrey was an alcoholic, and Lisa fought a losing battle with drug addiction. You described her crack binges.
She'd take no money and go down to the crack bottom until every penny was gone.
Prostitution?
People ask me, why does your wife come out of that Sioux Freight motel all during the nights? I didn't know that until later.
Theft?
Yes.
You said she would take your cars and wreck them. You said at one point, I lived in a prison in my own house.
I would have to take these bags, the bank bags, and I'd put all my keys in them. I would hide it. I used to
hide it from her?
Yeah.
That must have pissed you off.
Well, yeah.
Did you lose your patience with her over those kinds of things?
No, I like I told you, I understood Lisa. And I knew where she was at. I would talk to Lisa, and I love Lisa so much that I would never do anything. The trucks, I loved my wife more than I did the truck.
There was tension though, right? You guys got into fights. Her daughters say that they did witness you roughing her up at times. In 2016, she was trying to take your truck, and they say you said, I'll kill you if you take my truck.
I never laid a hand on their mom until this incident here.
Crystal Collins says that she showed up in Indiana with a broken nose and a horseshoe imprinted in her forehead.
Cat ones, some good ones.
From a ring that you used to wear.
I used to wear rings on all my fingers, and mister, if I'd have hit somebody with my hand, first of all, the prayer hands would have got you first. Then the $5 gold piece and the horseshoe ring wouldn't have did nothing to you because it was just a little bitty thin horseshoe. So where that one come from, I'd like to know.
This is a man with chronic, long-standing alcohol abuse, and he seems to be a mean drunk.
Dr. Robert Hanlon is a forensic neuropsychologist who analyzes violent criminal offenders, including domestic murderers.
It seems to be very clear in multiple reports that he would frequently abuse her. I don't know this for a fact, but I strongly suspect that most of the physical abuse that he executed on her was fueled by alcohol, and perhaps it was at times in reaction to her behavior when she was high on crack cocaine.
Never know nothing about crack cocaine in my life till I was around Lisa.
They're both chronic substance abusers. It's a huge factor in the relationship between him and her.
I looked down one time and I looked at all these little gold things on the floor of the commode of the trailer because it's brand new and we had the hardwood stuff. And I'm like, what is all of this? And it was Brillo pad, you know what I mean?
Brillo pad?
I guess it's what they put into the crack pipe, the smoke pipe.
After 6 years of marriage, Lisa was in and out of jail. And a female relative named Patience was spending more time in the trailer just as Bo Pete was losing his patience for Lisa. Let's go to 2018.
Yes, sir.
You've gotten closer to Patience.
Yes,
right? Sir. And it seems like at some point you're ready to move on with your life from Lisa around that time,
yes,
right? In
sir.
fact, you filed for divorce.
I did get a divorce.
But even in a 50-foot-long double-wide trailer, 3 can become a crowd.
Were the three of you living in the trailer at the same time in that period after the divorce?
Yeah, the front bedroom, but she never lived in there. She stayed there, but there was no...
But you all were together as a couple?
No.
You have a new girlfriend? Named Patience?
I have a cousin that stays with me.
And she's your girlfriend?
November 5th, 2018 was Lisa Jeffries' 48th birthday. It was also her last night alive.
Mr. Jeffrey, tell me what happened that night in as much detail as you can remember. It was her birthday, right?
It was her birthday. There was a little oyster bar on 27, so I had been drinking pretty good.
At a nearby bar, Lisa and Bo Pete Jeffries celebrated with karaoke and friends, and heavy drinking.
You were on White Russians that night.
Right.
How many do you think you drank?
I drank 30, 40, and I was also drinking Fireballs. I was drinking, but I wasn't eating. And the woman was making the White Russians with the chocolate and the Kahlua right in front of us and shaking them up. And this might sound like a lie, but that's when they pulled my cord, and I couldn't tell you after that until I woke up in the county jail in Marion County on December the 8th.
Jeffrey now claims that for an entire month after the crime, his memory is completely blacked out, including his confessions to police. But as police pieced together their investigation, Jeffrey's mindset and motives came into focus.
I just kept following up on this case, heading out there, talking to as many different neighbors as I could.
How you doing, sir? Deputy Batts. How you doing? Good, sir. You stay right here?
Yeah, what's going on?
I was trying to get in contact with your neighbor, Bo Pete, here, but can't seem to get a hold of him. When's the last time y'all saw him?
He ain't inside dead, is he?
No, he's not inside dead. I talked to him on the phone the other day.
Oh, okay.
Y'all seen his wife?
Which one?
His actual wife.
Oh, the one that's 6?
Y'all seen her in a while?
I haven't seen her.
When you arrived there at lot 808, was anybody else there at this camper?
Yes, there was somebody else there. There was a Miss Patience.
Do you remember her last name?
Burton, is that right?
You have a new girlfriend? Named Patience?
I have a cousin that stays with me.
And she's your girlfriend?
She's your friend.
Okay, so how long has she been living with you?
Well, me and her have been together since May the 3rd.
But your wife has been back at the house living with y'all. I mean, are you and your cousin in a sexual relationship?
No, she wouldn't allow that to happen.
All right, so you and your cousin are not together.
Not as a husband and wife.
What about as a boyfriend and girlfriend?
Me? No. God knows. This is my cousin.
In fact, Patience Burton and Jeffrey were in a romantic relationship, and she knew his terrible secret.
Patience come over to help me. About a week later, and she kept saying there's a weird smell coming from up there. And I said, you want to know the truth? It's Lisa's body. He said, you gotta do something with this. And I said, I don't know what to.
Then, almost a month after the murder, police confronted Patience Burton at the trailer.
When she saw law enforcement presence, she got extremely startled very quickly. We, explained to her why we were here, who we were looking for. We explained to her we kind of knew who she was at that point in time.
One day later, Burton opened the trailer to the police investigators, who zeroed in on this cabinet under a bed.
When I first opened the doors, I then started to smell like a faint odor of decomposition. We started to remove some of the items from underneath the bed. As we did, the odor became a lot stronger. And then there was a black tarp type object underneath the bed that when I pulled on it, it was very heavy and it appeared there was something wrapped inside.
And was the body of Lisa Jeffrey located in that storage compartment underneath the bed?
Yes, ma'am.
I remember going around the backside of this camper, knocking on the different doors, trying to look in the different windows. It's tragic to think that she was right here the whole time.
Marion County Sheriff's Office detectives got word that the defendant was up in Putnam County at a relative's house. Detectives Lytle and Lieutenant Claude McQuaig drove on up there.
A haggard Jeffrey was taken into custody and questioned.
Yeah, Caesar, we're just going to talk to you, okay? Hey, this is Lieutenant McQuaig. Hey, how you doing? All right, sir. All right, Detective Lytle, we're with Marion County. Thank you. Do you want to have a seat up here?
I can't make it back up there.
Need a hand, or?
Look, my whole body's just going away.
Yeah?
Sergeant John Lytle with the Marion County Sheriff's Office was tasked with prying the truth out of the distraught suspect.
He appeared to be exhausted, hungover, and he was just in rough shape. He had indicated that he had spent the last 2 weeks drinking and basically on a bender.
Vomiting and struggling to answer questions, Bo Peep Jeffrey requests to be taken to a hospital, where authorities resume their interrogation over the course of 2 days.
I've had to hit her and knock her in the face because she was sick, and I never hit her anywhere down here if I ever was going to hit her.
You're gesturing like below the neck. You never hit her down here. How many times did you hit her?
5.
As we were talking, as he was describing what was happening, he was actually punching his fists, describing all the years of problems in their marriage, all the things he was accusing her of.
You don't remember the fight with Lisa?
Not at all, mister.
You're saying you don't remember anything that happened after you drank at the Oyster Bar?
Not at all.
Because you gave quite a bit of detail to the police in those 3 interrogations.
I heard them.
Right? How were you able to convey all that detail to the police?
You tell me and we'll both know, mister, not being a smart.
So stop for a second. So I find the whole blackout thing total BS. You know, it is just a cover story to justify to the rest of us who might be naive enough to think, well, maybe that did happen and he doesn't remember, you know, and poor me, right? Because I blacked out. He knows what he did. He said what he did, you know, and then now sitting in prison years later, it's like, well, you know, that story's not completely accurate. Here's the real story now. And it makes him look less evil, obviously. And in his mind, I think maybe not guilty.
Is there any possibility that he can't remember any of this? Is it possible that for whatever, you know, brain misfunction or deflection, he is unable to recall at this point, or is it just complete lies?
But he didn't say exactly what he did to the police. So how can you go from details about what you have done and admit what you have done to now I don't remember anything that I've done, even though you've said it. And now he's also saying he doesn't remember telling the police that. So 3 different times and 3 different interviews on 3 different days.
In such detail?
And said, yeah, it's just a cover story. It's all ridiculous, you know, and nobody's believing this. He doesn't even believe it.
Okay, so you were back at the house. You go in there and you see that she doesn't have her britches on, and you put her underwear on, and you guys go to lay down in bed together.
I kept asking her what was she doing. And, you know, Lisa has Holmes, sir, and all of this is constant. I had that brand new $1,900 mattress, and she all on it bad. I never could get the smell out of it. I had to get the smell out of there. I can't stand smell, and you ever seen human?
Yeah, that's not pleasant.
Do you remember, you told them that when you got home after the Oyster Bar, You walk in, and the first thing you see in your picture-perfect trailer is Lisa sitting on the furniture with no underwear on.
That's what they told me. I said, sir.
And now that doesn't sound like such a big deal to most people, but that was not a trivial issue for you. And it sounds like that set you off. Do you remember that?
It was her home. She ran around in her underwear all the time. Why would I get mad about it?
What would make you grab her by the hair, by your own admission, drag her through the trailer, and hurl her through a closet door?
I don't remember doing that, sir. You gotta understand.
You told the police that.
Yeah, I know. They told me I told her that. I heard the thing.
Do you accept that you did that?
No, I don't accept it because I don't think I done that.
That day, nothing was going wrong till I fled.
At one point, you use the C word and describe her. I don't even want to read that. But that day, nothing was going wrong until I flipped and grabbed her by the hair and pulled her right into our room. I slung her against those closets.
Slung her against those closets, you'll see it's broke.
Right.
In the middle of this very detailed recounting of his words that I give him, he snickers when I declined to read the vulgar things he said about her.
He knows he said that, and that's what he thinks about her in reference to whatever angered him to harm her to the point of killing her. So that's what I think. It's like, well, she is that. She is the C word. It's like he flashed back to the day of when it was going on and the reason that he did in his mind what he did.
So that is a tell.
That is a tell in my view.
I call the wife Sally. So I put it on the beat out of her. Yes, sir, I meant to knock it out of her. Real self, put her up in the face. I can remember the next morning her face was so swollen down, like a pumpkin.
You said to the police that the attack took place over 3 or 4 hours.
It's a good one too, mister.
Well, that's your words. This was going on for 3 or 4 hours at night, and it was an all-night little thing.
Don't you think somebody could have heard her scream? That's one of the best ones I've heard yet. There's no way that you could have beat somebody 4 or 5 hours or did anything in a camper in a campground for 4 or 5 hours.
And you're telling me that you don't remember any of it, and that whatever you said to the police, you don't accept that it's the truth.
Correct.
Very likely. This man knows what alcoholic blackouts are like. He has experienced them before. But the fact of the matter is, he provided a detailed account of the crime when he was interrogated by the police. It makes no sense from a psychological perspective. It makes no sense from a neuropsychological perspective. It's not credible.
2 days after Lisa's birthday, while Jeffrey claims he blacked out, he's caught on surveillance camera shopping for packaging supplies at a local hardware store.
Let me ask you this, because the attack may or may not have been premeditated. I wasn't there, I don't know. But the cover-up certainly was. You agree with that?
I don't remember doing that.
But evidence uncovered from Jeffrey's trailer documents a methodical and maniacal plan to hide Lisa's body.
Court TV live on our continuing coverage of the state of Florida versus Bo Pete Jeffrey, on trial for beating his wife to death and hiding her body in his trailer.
On July 21st, 2021, Bo Pete Jeffrey was put on trial in Marion County, Florida, for the murder of his ex-wife, Lisa Jeffrey.
We're going to get started with our trial at this time.
Over the course of 3 days, 12 jurors listened to the prosecution and defense deliver their case.
Everything this man did was intentional to kill Lisa Jeffrey.
He doesn't really know what happened. His wife's dead. He's scared.
The state presented surveillance footage obtained from a local hardware store, the Rural King, which showed Jeffrey purchasing a box of 42-gallon trash bags 2 days after Lisa was last seen alive. The price of disposing of her body $10.38.
The attack may or may not have been premeditated. I wasn't there, I don't know. But the cover-up certainly was. You agree with that?
I don't remember doing that. I seen
Well, let me walk you through it, right? That morning of the 7th, you're there. That's you, right? At the Rural King?
Yeah.
That's you. You're buying stuff. Then, as you describe it to the police, you lay her body out. You methodically wrap it with saran wrap and then garbage bags, and then put her in a sleeping bag, and then in a duffel bag, and then you unscrew the platform underneath the mattress and you stuff the body in there.
Yes, sir.
Right? You don't remember any of that, Pete?
No.
You don't remember what her dead body looked like laying out there in front of you?
No, sir, I don't.
You don't remember seeing that tattoo of your name on her wrist as her body lay limp, dead?
No, sir. I don't remember finding her. I remember they even said there was blood all on the trailer, had white carpet in it. I don't remember even seeing no blood in there.
Everything is clean. The carpets were steam cleaned, bathrooms were cleaned, everything was spotless. But after we did some processing, we determined that there was more than meets the eye. There was blood on the fireplace, there was blood on the walls, there was blood on the table, there was blood throughout the house. So it was clear that a very gruesome, violent murder happened inside this trailer.
You can see that there's so much hemorrhage that's present throughout her tissues that was no longer getting to her vital organs. She died as a result of multiple blunt force injuries.
Do you accept now that you did wrap her up and stuff her in that cabinet?
I accept what happened to her as it comes to me, mister.
What does that mean?
She's dead. She was wrapped in a thing and put underneath the bed. They said I did it. So that's what I have to eat every day of my life, just like these statements I gave.
Part of the interview where he cracked and showed a lot of emotion was when I had asked him about Lisa's body. What were you going to do with Lisa's body? And that's when he completely lost it. He began sobbing like a baby, a grown man crying about his wife being dead and not being able to know what to do with her body.
You say you're remorseful, right?
If that means, yeah, I miss my wife, I love her too.
Well, remorseful means that you regret your actions. You've reflected on them and you regret your actions and you take responsibility for your actions.
I'm sad that Lisa's dead, sir.
That's as far as you'll go.
I'm sad that Lisa's dead. Breaks my heart. Lisa was everything out of all the women I ever had that I ever wanted. She was my buddy. She was my wife. She was my life. I did not want Lisa dead. I don't want Lisa dead now. I didn't want her dead then.
The evidence suggests that you did do these things,
sir.
right?
I'm not saying that.
At one point, did you try and get another inmate to take the fall for this crime?
He told me that he would tell him that he did it. I'm like, hell yeah, come on with it.
You prepared to lie?
Well, yeah, if you want to call it that.
Jeffrey makes one last desperate attempt to avoid the blame.
After over 4.5 hours, this jury then did come back with a verdict in the case of Florida versus Bo Pete Jeffrey.
On the record, State of Florida versus Bo Pete Jeffrey. Mr. Jeffrey, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree, I'm ordering that you serve a sentence of life imprisonment with the Department of Corrections.
As for Patience Burton, she would plead guilty to giving law enforcement false information. Her sentence ultimately deferred.
There were some issues with how she was helping this defendant during the concealment of the victim's body. The victim's family feeling like she should be held accountable for much more.
You too. Ma'am. Steve, just give it the middle finger. Go. He's crying over a man that killed an innocent woman and she gets to walk away. My mother's dead. We're never going to speak to her again.
After his conviction, Jeffrey would file numerous motions arguing that he was intoxicated during his police interrogation at the hospital, impaired by medication he was given.
We know that he has spent an enormous amount of time and energy and money or prison capital filing appeals. He was paying at one point a prison scribe to handwrite appeals in like perfect penmanship. Can somebody be genuinely remorseful and still obsessed with reducing their sentence?
Yeah, maybe. Only because it becomes survival at some point. Do I want to live the rest of my life in an 8x10 concrete cell, or do I want to try to get out and continue to lead the life that I was leading?
Well-schooled in criminal antics, Bo Peep Jeffrey had one more trick up his sleeve.
Did you try and get another inmate to take the fall for this crime?
He had solicited the assistance of a cellmate of his to falsely confess to his crime. I learned about this ruse through listening to his jail phone calls.
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at Marion County Jail.
Bo Peep Jeffrey.
He was speaking a language called Anglo-Romany, essentially a dead language, speaking with family members and friends from the outside, using Anglo-Romany as a way of tricking law enforcement so that we wouldn't know what he was talking about.
Bottom line is the Joe Rocker that it might be pushed from Andy to Lelau. But I told you, I don't want you pinning anything about Vonda to the Morse, okay?
That guy wanted food, and he told me, yeah, you could say something like that, right?
And you went along with that?
Yes.
He says you initiated it, but either way, if you were prepared to take responsibility, if you were truly remorseful, why would you try and get someone else to take the fall?
In life, and you looking at life in a prison without parole. Nobody, I tell people this every day in their life, there's nobody in this world can understand what it feels like to be in prison for first-degree premeditated murder, knowing you'll never get out for something that you would never...
Stop for a second. So he's going to basically do anything he can to possibly reduce that life sentence. It's all about control and perception that he's now maybe getting over on you. Even though that doesn't work, but...
In his mind.
Yes.
So you were prepared to craft a conspiracy, even if it wasn't true? You prepared to lie?
Well, yeah, if you want to call it that. I'm not in here to deny nothing. I tell the truth about everything.
You put in a request for him to talk to a detective, but you don't think we should put some money on there right now because it don't want to look like we're buying it, right?
Christopher come to me and told me that he would tell him that he did it. So, for food. I'm like, hell yeah, come on with it.
What do you make of his body language here? He's still crossing the arms, but his posture is a little more erect, and he's now dripping with contempt at me.
Right. He's now energized because he's like, well, wait a minute, this guy basically is not buying my stuff, right? And I'm mad because this is what happens. When you don't buy their stuff, they get angry. But the point being, he doesn't like this. You know, the arms are folded and like, this was supposed to go a different way, and you were supposed to feel sorry for me and support me, and you're not doing that.
At some point during your conversations with the defendant, did he tell you to stop looking for her?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said, don't bother looking for her. Or don't worry about her no more. She's not coming back.
If you were me, would you believe you?
If you was me, you would understand what I'm trying to say to you. You're gonna have your own point of view of me. He's gonna have, and he's gonna have. If you're high as a kite and you tell somebody something, it's like I told you, the prosecutor turned it into what she wanted it to be. You're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. I can see your facial expressions looking at me right now and stuff. But if people can understand just simple this, I don't remember anything I told the people that I said I done.
It seems to me he's becoming more bold in his position. He's almost indignant.
He's acting indignant because it's not live anymore, right? He's away from it now. He doesn't have to deal with it anymore. He can just think about it and think about spinning his story and maybe appealing his case.
The interview ends when the clock runs out. Bo Pete Jeffrey had no intention of letting any truth out or me any further in to the murky backwaters of his mind. So I leave this killer much the way I found him, lost in denial and lapsed memory of a woman whose life he took.
What's most tragic about this case is that Lisa was a mom, a sister, a loved family member, a wife, a member of our community, and that she did not deserve what happened to her.
So, thinking about your mother, how do you want her to be remembered?
That she had a good soul. She'd do anything for anybody. No matter what it was, she would give you the shirt off her back.
The interview with this killer won't fade fast into my memory, even as I look ahead to the next cold-blooded conversation that awaits.
I felt my face contracting this way in a maniacal rage.
What's in your mind at that point?
The same thing that was already in my mind. Do it.
Do it?
Yeah.
It was a shocking case of teenage rage.
It's a story making national headlines. Mom was killed first, then dad. This picture of Tyler Hadley taken at a party hours after he allegedly beat his mom and dad to death with a hammer.
A 17-year-old who killed his parents with a hammer and then hosted a raging house party.
I saw bloody sheets piled everywhere. I saw broken pictures with blood on them.
He's like, look. So I looked, there's a lake there. I'm like, I'm out of here.
The crime stunned parents across the country. And it all started when a dangerous idea occupied the adolescent mind of Tyler Hadley.
Your mom took 36, 37 blows.
Yeah, I guess so. I remember my dad running out.
You hit him. He asked, why are you doing this?
And I said, why not? And then I said, why? There's blood all over the place. And I laughed at myself in the mirror. And I went about my business of just having a party.
All across America, parents try to make sense of their kids. We take pride in them, we worry about them, and in their teenage years, things happen that make us ask ourselves, what could they possibly be thinking? Today, I'm in Florida to answer an extreme version of that age-old question.
We're getting an anonymous tip from a crime line in Orlando. The anonymous tip advised that he killed both of his parents last night at 5 p.m. He used the back of a hammer and that they can be found in dead at this location.
On July 16, 2011, in Port St. Lucie, Florida, a teenager placed a late-night tip to a local crime hotline. His friend, Tyler Hadley, had just thrown an epic party, and during the unruly bash, Hadley's parents, Blake and Mary Jo, lay dead in the bedroom. Hadley had murdered them just hours before. The media called it Tyler Hadley's killer party.
Tyler Hadley used a hammer to kill his parents, then throw a party.
He does face life in prison if convicted for murdering his parents.
Hadley was just 17 years old when he killed his parents and invited more than 60 classmates to drink, smoke, and party just a few feet from the bodies.
It's probably the biggest party I've been to this year.
Dude, I know you're not gonna believe me. No one will believe me. I freaking killed somebody. When I went by his parents' room, I saw splatter.
A community was rocked. A family was torn apart. And a national conversation started about the dark reaches of the teenage brain. People on the internet are still talking about it years later.
Tyler Hadley.
Tyler Hadley.
Tyler Hadley.
A parade of mental health experts evaluated Tyler after the murders. But he was an enigma to them all, just as he had been to the numerous doctors and therapists that treated him throughout his childhood.
Not a single day goes by that I don't think about my parents or my whole family.
Hadley was convicted and sentenced.
It is hereby the judgment and sentence of the court that as to both counts 1 and 2, the defendant be sentenced to life.
13 years later, the question remains that his parents started asking when he was a small boy years before the murders. What's wrong with Tyler? The answer may lie in Florida, just north of the Gulf, where Tyler Hadley, now a 30-year-old man, says he's finally ready to talk for the first time about the crime and what he thinks drove his teenage brain to murder.
Tyler, we're here today because we're trying to understand the mindset and motivations behind your actions. The adolescent mind, if you will, is notoriously unpredictable, especially for boys.
That's what they say.
Right? Unpredictable, impulsive. At 30, what does your 30-year-old brain think about your adolescent brain? What's he thinking? What's he doing?
All he was trying to do was con and manipulate. There was really no need for any of that. Being an adolescent, okay, yeah, I understand you're immature and all that, okay, but it's just, I can't even explain it.
Still a mystery to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even sit here and begin to explain that.
There have been many accounts of your childhood, but none from you yourself. So tell me, how would you describe your childhood?
It was what any kid would ever imagine would be an ideal childhood.
Two loving parents who both had careers. You had one sibling, right? An older brother. It sounds like you guys were close.
Yeah.
You had grandparents nearby, aunts, uncles, cousins. You had a lot more love in your life than many people start out with. But it looks like you had mental health struggles.
Yeah.
And I'm just pulling all of this out of the case record and the public record. One doctor noted hopelessness, helplessness, worthlessness. Is that how you felt?
I did feel that way, yeah. I feel like I wasn't really going anywhere, you know?
Were you having that dialogue, the internal dialogue that I'm worthless, I hate myself?
I think it was embedded in my mind ever since I was a little kid with that.
Of your own creation, like nobody put it on you?
None. And I don't even know where that came from. That started when I was like 3rd grade, 2nd grade.
Throughout your childhood, I counted 3 psychiatrists, all trying to figure out what's wrong with Tyler.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was normal to me.
Was it hard on you to go through diagnosis after diagnosis?
No, I just didn't know what to do when I sat in front of those psychiatrists and all that. I never had any effective treatment as far as that, me talking to them. Though that was on my part too. I didn't what do you say?
Engage.
Yeah, I didn't engage at all.
Depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, social phobia, disruptive disorder, conduct disorder, bulimia, hypothyroidism, acne. I imagine for a young child, it could have been very confusing.
I didn't really think about it, because I never heard those terms They never spoke those terms to me. From when I was 9, I didn't know what to do. And they just gave me medication.
Can you even remember all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I remember that. I remember all of them. Lexapro was the first psychotropic antidepressant I was ever on. Oh, and Adderall was the first one.
Adderall.
Those first two were the same simultaneously.
Right. You were on SSRIs.
Yep.
You were on thyroid replacement therapy, growth hormones, Zoloft, Celexa, Visatril. That's a lot.
Visatril, yeah.
That's a lot of drugs.
Celexa and Visatril were at the same time. Zoloft and Adderall, when I was 16 again, they put me on Adderall again.
Any of that help you in any way?
No.
Did it make things worse in some way?
I don't know if it made it worse, but it
wasn't working. When Tyler Hadley hit his late teen years, his parents had no clue just how dangerous he had become, or what the troubled 17-year-old would do next. I see 7 references to statements you made to friends about killing your parents. If you kill my mom, I'll give you my Lincoln.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too until I just started thinking.
Okay, this is one of the last pictures that we have of Blake and Tyler together. Probably 4 days after this picture was taken, Blake and Mary Jo were gone.
Michael Hadley is Tyler Hadley's uncle and part of a close extended family blindsided when his 17-year-old nephew bludgeoned his brother and sister-in-law to death in 2011.
I miss those days. They were like a model family. Tyler was just, he was like his dad was when his dad was young. He was just a little clown, always goofing around. But as he grew older, he started to change a little bit. Once he got up to the age of high school, you know, it's like some of these kids, they start hanging around with the wrong crowd, and next thing you know, he's getting in a little bit of trouble.
As Tyler turned into a teenager, his mood darkened and his parents despaired. In high school, socially, you gravitated to the proverbial wrong crowd.
I think that they gravitated towards me.
How so?
It's because everybody says I went to the wrong crowd, but I think I was the wrong crowd.
Oh, you were the wrong crowd. Your parents, he said, we caught him drinking, smoking, stealing, you were lying.
Yeah, I was doing all that.
Sneaking out. Can't trust him, they said. Taking their debit cards, finding drug paraphernalia. He won't tell us anything, they said. He denies everything.
Yeah.
We don't know his friends. He's losing weight.
Yeah. Well, the weight was from the Adderall.
He said we caught him throwing up, but he denies it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something about wanting to die.
Yes. That's all true. All that is true.
Your parents clearly picked up on it, right? They were trying everything they could to get you help.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk to them?
I could have.
You could have, but young Tyler.
Yeah, he didn't.
Didn't?
No.
How would you describe your parents?
Saints.
Saints?
Yeah.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because they were. There ain't no other word for them.
Always there for you?
Yeah. Even when I was acting a fool, acting out, being an idiot. At the time, I didn't appreciate it.
And no one appreciated just how deranged Tyler Hadley had become.
Just before he committed his attack, Blake gets a phone call from his boss. You're getting a raise, and you're no longer going to be on nights. You're going to have a standard shift of daytime only. And oh, he was so happy. You know what he told me? He says, Mike, now I get more time to spend with Ty. That's what he called Tyler. I get more time to spend with him. He was so excited about that. And Tyler, he loved his mother. Even as a teenager, he'd sit on her lap, laugh with her and cut up with her. It's just inconceivable to try to even understand what can go wrong, with a human mind.
It sounded like things went from bad to worse and put a real strain on your relationship with your parents. They took you to 2 different mental health substance abuse programs. In the spring, before the murders. It sounds like things were out of control. Were you afraid that they were going to institutionalize you?
Oh, I knew they were.
You knew they were?
Yeah, it was in my mind. I think I wanted them to.
Huh. And yet you resisted it. Why wouldn't you want the help?
Because I wanted to keep on doing what I was doing.
Is it possible that your anger towards them for imposing, help on you, treatment on you, that became the kind of target of your rage?
I think so.
The Hadleys would punish Tyler for his destructive behavior, frequently grounding him and taking away his phone. At one point, they proposed checking him into a mental hospital for inpatient treatment, while he lashed out with violent threats disguised as sick humor. I see 7 references to statements you made to friends about killing your parents. They were brutal statements.
Yeah, it was.
You would say things like, if you kill my mom, I'll give you my Lincoln.
Yeah. I said that on a Facebook chat.
She took your phone away once. You said, I might kill her.
That was a year before.
So who talks like that, even to your friends, even joking?
I mean, what kind of kid doesn't call their mom? I mean, with their friends, like, oh, my mom grounded me, she's being I said she took my phone. Or I mean, I didn't.
Hadley says the idea to kill his parents started as dark banter with his friends, and then took root in his mind. They thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, until I just started thinking.
Do you remember the first time you had that thought?
Sitting at my friend Marky's house, drinking a bunch of beer and smoking weed. And yeah, that's the first time I ever had it. That was when I first started having the thing about the joke. That was when we first started joking about it. And then privately, I would sit there and think about it.
Is it possible that it became the sort of symbol of all that was wrong in your life, in your mind?
Yeah, I think I latched onto it and just didn't let go of it.
Hadley was no longer joking. July 15th, you're out for a family dinner. Sounds like it went well. You make a point of telling your grandma and your grandpa you love them before you leave that night. And that night, you stood over your parents with the garden shears.
Yeah.
Right? What's in your mind then?
The same thing that was in my mind the rest of the month. Just get it out of my head, and if I relieve myself of it, then it'll be done.
Get rid of them. And with them, the pressure?
So I was just losing it. I couldn't get out of my head. I couldn't stop.
That night, Hadley did stop himself, but not for long. Did you change your mind or just the plan?
I don't know. I mean, the thoughts didn't go away.
It was that night that you told your friend your parents might be going out of town. Is that the moment that the plan took shape?
I believe so.
This was 2 days before.
I think it was in the back of my mind.
Tell me what happened that day, July 16th. The planning started early in the day, right? Can you walk me through? After a troubled childhood, teenager Tyler Hadley spent almost a year joking with his friends about killing his parents. On July 16, 2011, he finally did it. Tell me what happened that day, July 16th.
Woke up around 9:30 maybe, 9:10.
Did you know this would be the day?
No.
Pretty early on in the day, you're communicating with your friends. You put the word out about the party. What's in your mind then?
I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was losing my mind. I couldn't get out of my head. I could not rest until I just get those thoughts out of my head.
And the only way to get them out was to do it.
Yeah.
Tyler Hadley held an oversized claw hammer and approached his mother from behind as she sat at a desk. July 16th, you, by your own account, you stood behind your mother for 5 minutes. That's what you told somebody.
I did tell them, but I think it was more 20 seconds.
Felt like 5 minutes.
Might have felt like 5 minutes.
With the hammer.
Yeah.
And you struck her from behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She asked you why. You remember that?
Yeah.
Did she face you at that point?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know if she was facing me or if she looked back or what.
Do you remember asking you why, Tyler?
Yeah.
You kept swinging.
Yeah.
She's screaming.
Yep.
You remember blood everywhere?
Yep.
Do you remember what adolescent Tyler was thinking at that moment?
No.
Is he just in the red zone?
Yeah. I felt my face contracting this way in a maniacal rage. I can't even contort my muscles like that and just attempt it. I can't even sit here and try to do that. But I felt my mouth this way.
So your mom took 36, 37 blows. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
What else do you remember?
I remember my dad running out.
In the commotion, your dad came out?
Yeah.
You described a stare down.
Maybe for a couple seconds. Maybe a second. And I must have ran really fast because I got right to him.
What's in your mind at that point?
The same thing that was already in my mind. Do it.
Do it?
Yeah.
You hit him. He also asked, why are you doing this?
And I said, why not?
You said, why not?
And then I said, why not? And I just kept going.
Kept swinging.
Yep.
Is he defending himself? Is he resisting?
Yeah.
The forensics suggests that they were alive through most of the attack.
Yeah.
One point in the record, you said that they did not resist, and that's when you realized how much they loved you. Because they didn't even defend themselves. You remember that?
I don't recall saying that verbatim, but I remember somebody saying that I said that.
Okay. Do you remember them screaming for their lives?
Yeah.
None of that could snap you out of it?
It's blurry as time goes on, but yeah. But sitting here talking about it makes me recollect it, yes.
You described it as a blind rage coming out.
Yeah.
You said, I was covered in blood, I was detached. I went into this sort of psychotic state or trance.
Yep. Yeah.
I had some sense of finality that it was over. All that compulsive thinking was just gone.
Sounds about right. And then I looked in the mirror and I laughed.
Tell me about that.
I went in my bathroom mirror and I was covered in blood. Everywhere, my whole... everything. There was blood all over the place. And I laughed at myself in the mirror.
Why?
I don't know.
It's hard to imagine you thought it was funny.
I don't think it was a funny laugh. No. It was more of a deranged laugh, more of a... I guess that is a little bit... Well, I guess just a little bit deranged, yeah.
And what's your state of mind in the immediate aftermath? It sounds like almost like there's a sense of relief that it's over.
Relief, but mechanical.
What do you mean?
Robotic. Just, I went, cleaned it, you know.
That must have taken hours.
I don't know how long it took. It had to take at least 2 hours. I threw everything inside the house, and everything I piled up in that one room.
Why?
I don't know. I was just ashamed. I couldn't look at anything. I couldn't bear to look at it.
You felt shame at that point?
I felt a little shame, yeah. I in the back of my mind, yes.
A little?
It was starting to come. I mean, yeah, of course I felt shame, but I was keeping it down.
I see.
And I was terrified. I was petrified. I felt a petrifying angst, dread within the pit of my stomach. knowing that what lurks beyond that door.
What you did?
Yeah. And I just suppressed it. And I threw everything in there. And I went about my business of just having a party.
When Tyler Hadley was 17 years old, he inexplicably murdered his parents with a hammer. And then he threw a party.
I think it's hard for people to understand the level of forethought and planning, what in legal terms, yes, is considered premeditation, but also the celebration. The fact that you partied that night. Can you account for that?
No.
What do you think young Tyler was thinking?
I think he wanted one last blowout before he ends it.
Before he ends his own life?
Yep.
Was suicide part of the plan?
Yeah.
It was.
I was gonna back the car up in the garage and kill myself by carbon monoxide poisoning.
With his parents' blood still on his hands, Hadley texted friends announcing that his parents were out of town and the party was at his house.
I mean, I remember talking to somebody calling me, right? I was telling them directions and I'm covered in blood. And I'm just like, yeah, come on, it's gonna, I'm just sounding normal.
And nothing could snap you out of...
It was already over with.
What did you think was gonna happen next?
I had no thought that I would get arrested.
Really?
Not at all.
Once word got out that there was a house without supervision, teenagers from all over Port St. Lucie flocked to his place. Hadley drank, smoked, and took selfies while the dead bodies of Blake and Mary Jo were just a few feet away.
During the party and after the party, there was rumor that perhaps that Tyler may have killed his parents.
You could barely walk through the house. There were so many people.
How long have you known Tyler?
I want to say about 2 years.
Tyler came and sat down. He just looked so lost and had this blank stare on his face.
Like, dude, I know you're not gonna believe me. No one will believe me. I freaking killed somebody.
I was like, why do you have to go? And he was like, Tyler's parents are dead. And I was like, stop playing with me right now. And he was just like, no, I'm not playing, son.
Some complained of an odd smell. Some saw blood in the house. One saw much worse.
He opens the back door just a little bit. He's like, do you see that? And there's a leg. I'm freaking out.
The scene painted a dark portrait of the teenagers in this small Florida town.
And he said to me, wouldn't it be cool if I killed my parents and had a party? And everybody thought the kid was just playing.
Over the course of the night, Tyler bluntly confessed to his friend what he had done.
After he told me, I didn't believe him because he's been my best friend forever. I would never suspect anything like this. And I was looking around. He told me if I look at enough, I can see signs. I looked on the floor, I could see signs of blood. And that's when I went around back and looked in his parents' bedroom.
Hours later, that boy and another friend called the police.
I had no thought that Michael would report me. Nothing. That wasn't even a part of my mind. I wasn't even thinking about it.
A few hours after that, on July 17, 2011, Tyler Hadley was arrested.
Your name is Tyler? Okay. You had a party last night. I'm going to read you your Miranda rights. Are you familiar with those? The first one is you have the right to remain silent.
I get this phone call. I answer my phone, and it's my dad. The only words he said was, Mike, Blake, and Mary Jo are dead. And I just almost dropped to my knees. I thought, oh my God. My daughter's husband was able to drive us to Stewart, to Mom and Dad's, where everybody was meeting with the detectives and the police and all that. That's when we found out what had happened. What kind of a human being can do that? I don't. I'm sorry. Just who can do that to their mother? I can't understand it. I just can't. Even today, 13 years later, it still upsets me. Excuse me. The next day, I went over there. The yard was completely trashed with whiskey bottles, beer bottles. They just trashed the heck out of it. I've thought about it a million times. What would I say to that boy? Why? Why in the world? You loved your parents. Was it worth it? Was it worth destroying your parents? Punishing them? Torturing them? Butchering them up? Was that fun? Teenagers, young 17, 16, 17-year-old children do some horrific things.
I was the first expert to evaluate Tyler, and that would have been about 5 months after the killing.
Dr. Kathleen Heide is the country's leading expert on parricide, the murder of parents by their children. She was hired by Tyler Hadley's defense to make sense of his shocking crime.
As I recall, he was still 17. And Tyler was very, very immature relative to other 17-year-olds. He was at a level of a younger child where you try to figure out how you get your needs met from big people, like adults. It's fine when you're 3, 5, 7, 10 years old. Not good when you're 17. For parents who are saying, could this be my son or daughter? What I think is important to note that what happened here with Tyler is a very, very, very rare event. But when mental health professionals get involved, that's the driving question. Why? Why would a kid from a good family with loving parents kill them?
That question would dominate the criminal case and decide Tyler Hadley's fate.
There's basically a debate whether Tyler is sick and treatable or irredeemably mad and or bad.
Irredeemably corrupted.
Which do you think you are?
A legal controversy swirled around the case of 17-year-old Tyler Hadley. He was charged as an adult because of the depravity of his crime. But the question remained as to how he should be sentenced.
Right now, the sentencing hearing for Tyler Hadley is going on.
This was the result of a severely mentally ill child.
He is done. No jury in the world would buy the insanity defense in this case.
The state looking for the judge to issue the maximum penalty of 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
After his arrest, several mental health professionals examined Tyler for the court, prosecution, and the defense. Hadley's lawyer hired the country's leading expert on children who killed their parents, Dr. Kathleen Heide.
The very first book I wrote was called Why Kids Kill Parents, and I would estimate that I've evaluated probably about 150 individuals who've committed murder. Most of them have been juveniles. I saw Tyler on 6 occasions over the course of about 2.5 years. Tyler's case is probably among a handful of cases that really stand out as so perplexing and complicated. But we have to know why people commit crimes to stop it.
In the weeks after the crime, it's believed Hadley embellished and lied during his sessions with Dr. Heide and the other psychiatrists. It's known as malingering.
There's a long record of you trying to manipulate the forensic doctors, right?
Yep.
You, for example, told doctors you were hearing, you heard voices, you saw apparitions.
Of course.
Right? Was that malingering?
Hell yes. Yeah, of course it is. And at the time, I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't know what else to do at the time.
What was the point of it?
I was 17 years old. I was in a whole load of trouble. The only thing conceivable to me was, well, try to get an insanity defense and try to make it a little less hurtful on yourself.
It wasn't about atoning or remorse or any of that. Your mind goes to, how do I lessen the consequences?
I still felt remorse, though.
You did?
Of course I did. Not just for myself. I didn't just sit there and just be like, oh, I'm so, And of course I felt bad for her. Of course I didn't.
But do you see that it's hard to see that past all the conniving?
Of course.
All the lies and the lingering.
What do I expect? I don't expect nothing less. I don't expect them to believe me anyways. They're not going to, no matter what I say.
With Tyler, the defendant at times did not tell the truth, but as a mental health professional or a forensic evaluator, you don't want to rely exclusively on what the defendant tells you, because the defendant who's facing murder charges may lie to you and has good reason to, from the standpoint that he or she is facing very serious consequences if convicted.
As part of her evaluation, Dr. Heidi interviewed Hadley's friends and family to come to a conclusion about his state of mind.
When the police cars are all pulled up after the homicides, and the neighbors, their thought was, oh my God, Tyler committed suicide. They didn't think that Tyler could have killed his parents. Tyler is a very disturbed individual with a history, unquestionably, of severe depression. And that's very important because he also has a history of obsessive thinking. The catathymic crisis could clearly apply in this case.
Catathymic crisis is a rare condition and was the leading theory in Hadley's case.
Let me read you the definition. A change in thinking whereby the offender believes he can resolve inner conflict by committing an act of extreme violence against someone to whom he feels emotionally bonded.
Okay, and that's an actual definition?
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that sound like it rings true?
That's what it sounds like. Kind of hits it on the head. I mean, no point. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, yes.
I diagnosed him as having conduct disorder. Conduct disorder is a pattern, a persistent pattern of violating the rights of others, and it includes criminal acts. It can also involve staying out all night, truant. It can progress to APD, antisocial personality disorder. So we've got an immature adolescent who he doesn't fit in. He's got these deprecating thoughts. He's basically like tortured by himself. Doesn't talk to his parents. He doesn't talk to the counselors. He tells his friends. They think it's a joke. It's just all adding up. We're just piling on one thing on top of another.
There was a special hearing to decide the 17-year-old's fate. Dr. Heidi, as well as others, testified in court to help decide if Hadley's age or mental health issues should lessen his punishment. Michael Hadley attended every day.
I did not see Tyler prior to the sentencing hearing. That was rough because that's when we found out things that we did not know about. There was a lot of testimonies by his friends, the things that he would do, the crazy things. I mean, it went on and on. There were a lot of things that we were unaware of. But what really was the most shocking part to me was that he had committed previous crimes. We didn't know anything about that.
Michael called on the court to lock his nephew up forever.
You know, I had a reporter ask me one time, what would you do if he got out? Would you take him in and come live with you? I looked at him in the face and I said, would you want him to live with you?
The whole case turned on whether or not Tyler Hadley was capable of rehabilitation.
I'd like to direct this to my entire family. You can apologize or make amends for the horrible acts I've done.
There's basically a debate over your mental health, right? And the conviction and the sentence came down to whether Tyler is sick and treatable or irredeemably mad and or bad.
Irredeemably corrupted.
Which do you think you are?
I think I am treatable, but not worthy of the redemption of the opportunity. Yeah, I'm treatable, but I don't think I deserve it. I don't deserve the
opportunity, the chance?
No.
The second chance?
No.
juveniles can change. Most juveniles, with the exception of few, are able to change, are redeemable, can be rehabilitated. So the two constructs that to me are the most important are, does the offender take accountability for his behavior, and does the offender feel genuine remorse? And I saw indications over time in both of those. With respect to Tyler.
But in the case of Tyler Hadley, the judge disagreed and decided that Hadley should be sentenced as an adult to life in prison.
It is hereby the judgment and sentence of the court that as to both counts 1 and 2, the defendant be sentenced to life.
I do believe justice is served. I don't think he's ever going to get out of prison, because that's where he belongs. You can't let him out in society. As much as I hate to say it. I wake up almost every morning and I'll look outside and I think, golly, I can see my brother throwing that football out there in our big yard out there with me. You know, I mean, everywhere we go, every time we do something, it reminds us of my brother and Mary Jo and the kids. You're constantly being reminded of it. So you never get rid of it, but you just learn how to deal with it.
After all those psychiatrists and forensic doctors that examined you, Tyler, why do you think you killed your parents in the end?
I can't, man. I don't know.
Still
I can't. I think it was to stop all of our pain.
To stop your pain?
All of our pain.
Theirs and yours?
Yeah. And other than that, I can't even sit here and answer that with any clarity, with any reasonable guess. I can't. It's still not clear to me. There was that one thought that it just kept on going. And if I didn't have that thought, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
That one thought?
Yeah.
You're trapped in it?
Yeah.
Is it gone for good?
Yeah.
Have you had any other...
No. Like other violent ideations?
Yeah.
No.
Never?
No.
Do you still hate yourself?
Yeah. I do. I really do. It's different though.
It's different?
Yeah.
How so?
Because all that was superficial when I was a kid, and now I actually have a reason to.
Now you have a reason to?
I really have a reason to now.
As a kid, you didn't have a reason to, but now you do.
Now I do, yeah. I definitely do.
You take full responsibility?
I do. Yeah.
When you were young, your 3 wishes were 1, to get out of jail, 2, have this whole thing go away and have your parents back, and 3, have a lot of money. In that order.
Yeah, that was 17-year-old Tyler saying that.
What are your 3 wishes now?
Got 1 wish.
You got 1 wish?
Got 1 wish.
What's that?
I wish I can go back in time and just not do all this harm.
You know, nobody in this world loves you like your parents, all of us, right?
Right.
If you had killed anyone else, it would be your parents visiting you every week.
Of course.
You know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you got rid of those people.
Yep.
Do you miss them?
Yeah.
You do? You love them?
Yeah. But it doesn't wash away all that, you know, no matter what I do.
Thank you for your time.
Is it? All right.
Thank you. And with that, my time with Tyler Hadley was up. I was the latest in a long line of people who've tried to make sense of this extraordinary crime and the boy behind it. But I found a man just as mystified by his teenage self, and how he let a thought that started as a joke annihilate his family. And that thought would remain with me for a long time.
好吃，去拿。不用给我，去拿。太慢了。来，风丝。那烤了。那烤了。单给我吧，来。有没有关系？如果疼的不行就放弃，可以理解。啊，可以吗？别搞出伤来了。还祖传风丝。烤了，我感觉要干亏的。坚持。搬冰棍哥。
调养身体，巨大的能量。
没有，没有，捡球，没有，有了。差一点，好。好，快了，快了，快了！好，谁放松了？